So hi, my name is Noob Salmon, and this is a commentated speedrun of Fallout 3 100%. So first of all, big disclaimer, what is this category about, because 100% is just really straight in your face. It's not technically 100%, however this category is on speedrun.com with a different name called All Quests, DLC quests and Bubbleheads. And the reason why we call it 100% because basically this is a non-arbitrary way to complete the game, basically maximum. There are 58 quests and 20 Bubbleheads to collect, and we're gonna do them all. This includes completing the main quest line, completing the side quests in the main game, completing the DLC quest lines and also the DLC side quests, and as I mentioned, collecting 20 Bubbleheads, which serves as the collectibles in this game. So that's what it's called. Yeah, there's more to it, but that's why we call it this way. It's also shorter, so that's the main reason. I guess I can explain this a bit later, like how can you do more stuff in the game. That's for sure. There is no percentage counter in the game, that's why I'm trying to tell. But yeah, I think this is more understandable than the longer name. So anyways, you start from a pre-made save, which is the first autosave that the game makes when you gain control of your character. And timing starts in 3, 2, 1, go. So let's start this long run. So first thing I'm going to do is quick save, quick load. That skips NPC's dialogue. I'm going to use it a lot. Quick saving and quick loading is just very broken in this game. It's used to clip through walls, to negate fall damage. Most of the glitches are based on quick save, quick loading. So for the special stats, the special stats are most important for the beginning of the run. After the vault section, I'm using 10 endurance for safety, 8 intelligence for leveling up faster. The two most important special skills are charisma and luck, because we need to max out our speech as much as possible, as early as possible, because there's going to be a very hard speed check at Megaton right after we leave the vault. And this is the first quest done, called Baby Steps. I just skipped that dialogue a couple of times and transitioned to from age 1 to age 10 to our birthday party. But we are kind of antisocial, so we're gonna leave the birthday party by clipping through this door in a specific time. If I spam quick save, quick load very fast too early, I softlog because I don't get the Pip-Boy, and that disables player controls if I don't get the Pip-Boy. So this is basically shooting practice. I need to shoot 3 targets and a roach. I shoot Jonas because he walks through this room a bit faster. And that completes the quest, growing up fast. Sometimes the red roach takes 2 hits, which happened now.
Good work. Hey, Jonas.
And I'm gonna push that because he's an old man and he's slow. And now the quest completed. So that's the second quest completed, called Growing Up Fast. And we jump ahead 6 years now. We are 16's, not really 16th birthday, but when we are 16 and we take the goat test. I skip text dialogue in a specific amount of time. I pick the first bubblehead, which is the medicine bubblehead. You can do it later, but that's the more convenient spot to do it.
Well, you made it.
This is basically tagging 3 skills. I tag explosives, lockpick, and speech. Tagging a skill means it adds 15 extra points to that skill. Explosives, because I need to disarm the Megaton bomb, and you need 25 explosive points for that. Lockpick, because you need 100 lockpick very early in the game, and also speech, because we need that speed check I mentioned, and also we need actually 100 speech for this run, even though it's not really that necessary. So anyways, this is Amata, we need to leave the vault. This is the quest called Escape. And I went through a wall and I fall out of bounds, and it put me in a specified position in this cell. Also I swing my arms because that skips the forced dialogues with these NPCs, because it marks you as busy, and if you are marked as busy, they won't talk to you. So I reached this door out of bounds by quick loading to clip through, and I quick load to gain or to stay in the momentum, and yeah, we'll leave the vault by this easy. So what you saw there by going out of bounds is me doing a glitch called COC warping. In this game there is a failsafe. If you fall out of bounds too much, the game puts you in a spot called COC point, which stands for Center on Cell. And we're gonna skip areas and backtracking by it, and sometimes it's convenient, sometimes it's not. So sometimes you wanna actually avoid falling out of bounds too much, but sometimes it's actually very much beneficial. I put explosives to 25 with this level up, and also the speech, as I mentioned. The first perks, or the perks, doesn't really matter in this run. They just for convenience. I'm using that for leveling up a bit faster and distributing more points to my skills. So there are traveling merchants in this game, and I need to wait for Lucky Harry's cycle because he sells 2 items that I need. Hopefully he will do that. So no, so okay. If he doesn't sell it, what we do is we're gonna quit the game instead of, you know, resetting, because that resets his inventory. It's okay, it's fine. It's a bit slow, but I take it. And hopefully he'll have his inventory that we need. As I mentioned, so we sell 8 stim packs, missile launcher. Sometimes there's a very small chance and it doesn't sell it, which happened now. And I'm gonna buy a missile launcher and the pistol. And I'm gonna make a save here for safety, and also for convenience later on. And I'm gonna do the first glitch of the run called what is it called? Speed cripple. One of the most infamous glitch of Fallout 3. There we go, we got it. Essentially what I'm trying to do is cripple myself at the same time I reload a quick save. And if you do this in the right frame window, then the game gets confused and basically stacks cripple speed onto your normal speed. And that's what happened. So I disarmed the Megaton Bomb, and I'm gonna talk to Moira for the quest, Wasteland Survival Guide. There we go. And this is why the speed check is relevant, because you need 41% chance to pass the speed check, so you can complete the quest immediately. Normally this is a very long quest to do. There we go, second try is not at best, you get the perk. Also you get that holotip, which is the first quest, or the first clue. The game crashed, amazing. First clue for the quest, Replicated Man. So sometimes the game just crashes when you're trying to pull out the Pip-Boy, it's fine.
I'll be damned.
And since I disarmed the bomb, I complete the quest. The Power of Atom by talking to Lucas Sims. And I take Black Widow, I think. I'm gonna make a save here because whenever the game crashes, I need to reapply Speed Cripple. Not convenient. Sadly. There will be time in the run where I can talk about this stupid glitch. But essentially, I don't wanna crash in the game. And Lucas Sims' house has a bobblehead, the strength bobblehead, which I'm gonna pick up. And I'm gonna going to my merry way. I lost like 2 minutes immediately, but it's fine. We can gain back time. This is a very long category. No pressure. Alright, so we completed the tutorial quest, the very first main quest line, the main quest, yeah. The first quest of the main quest line. And we completed 2 side quests, also collected 2 bobbleheads already. So we're going great. Yeah, this game is really crash heavy. I should have added a crash counter, but it's fine. Anyways, so right now I'm just discovering places and actually just gonna pick up bobbleheads so I can explain a lot of stuff happening. So speed triple, as I mentioned, you get stacked 2 kinds of speed value onto each other basically, but what it does is that when you get tripled in your legs, you essentially lose some of your speed and you walk around 60% of your normal speed. And how it works is that when you get crippled, your speed resets to 0 and it gets like this 60% compensation value later added. And if you reload the game at the right time, you can actually reload your normal character, which doesn't have crippled legs. And it will just add that compensation value to that normal speed. That's how we do it essentially. The problem with this glitch is that there are 2 versions of it, the breakable one and the unbreakable. The breakable one, if you reload the game, you lose it for some reason. We don't know why that's a thing. But we want to get the unbreakable, obviously, which is doesn't get broken by anything, which is not really true because you can actually get broken by it, but it doesn't get broken by reloading the game. If you get crippled, you lose speed triple. If the game crashes, you lose speed triple. You also lose speed triple if you go to the main menu. Yeah, basically these are the things. And that's why crashing the game is really bad, because I have to reapply speed triple. That's why I made a save, and making that save is necessary. The other thing about this glitch is that it's transferable to save files if you have the same character model, which is girl. If I had a character that's like a boy character, and I apply speed triple, and I load a save with who has a girl character in it. This one, right? Where do I go? Flooded Metro? Yeah, Flooded Metro. Then I don't get speed triple. Just because your character model changes and the game just sets the default speed to it. It's a very stupid glitch, but this is the only thing that basically speeds up our run. I think this run would be like 5-6 hours without this, so it's very much necessary. And yeah, but I think I explained everything about this glitch. Yeah. So I got the log bobblehead from Arlington Cemetery, and I'm gonna discover some places. I got confused because I need to go back to a place later on, and in different categories we do it in a different way, like in all bobbleheads and in all like, what else is relevant? I think all DLC maybe. Yeah, so that's why it's a bit confusing, but I think I know the route now. There are some cool creatures like the centaurs and super mutants, but it's fine. So next place I'm gonna discover is Jefferson Memorial. Jefferson Memorial is well, it's a really important location for the main quest and also for the DLC later. Essentially, this is a place we're gonna fast travel a couple of times, I think. I think 2 times, maybe. Or even more, I don't know. Because in Broken Steel, you go here a couple of times already. Yeah, I think it's like 4 times. And the next place I'm gonna discover is the riverboat landing, which starts the DLC Point Lookout. We're not gonna start the DLC right now just because we are very like underpowered for it, but we're gonna return to this place later. This is just close to it. You don't really need to do this right now. I'm just used to it. So you just remember this festival location. It's really funny because sometimes riverboat landing, yeah. Sometimes he just seems to the place for some reason. So you might saw me check one vending machine earlier. Oh, this is a quantum. I need to remember this. That's why I checked it. So I need to check for quantums, and I got really lucky. I can save like a minute now. There's a quest called Nuka-Cola Challenge, which I need to collect 30 Nuka-Cola quantums. And that's a really long process. I don't want to go through that. But I'm gonna do a glitch. Duplication glitch. And I need a quantum spawn in a vending machine. You can farm it. In all quests we farm it actually at Super Duper Mart from an inside vending machine. In this category we farm it in the DLC The Pit. But I got really lucky, and the good thing about this category is that there are a bunch of places that you can check for quantums, but you need to remember it. Where it spawned. I think in my PB it spawned. It didn't spawn in any particular place, so I had to farm it. The way it works basically is that if you need to farm it, you need to make a quick save outside of a building and enter a building and check for a quantum. Because and just reload the save if it doesn't have a quantum. Just because spawn items set in the game once you enter the cell for the first time. So if you reload a quick save outside and entering again, the spawn items will set every time. So that's why we farm it. I picked up the lockpick bubblehead from Bethesda Ruins, and I'm gonna head to northwest, I think. Did I do this correctly? Yeah. Again, I'm really confused sometimes. Recently I did a all bubbleheads run, which is totally different from this route, but yeah, there we go. So we're going to Big Town, and going through Big Town starts the quest Big Trouble in Big Town, but we're not gonna do that just now. And yeah, basically that's it. A lot of folking, but the run actually picks up or gets interesting after about half an hour when we start our first DLC. Those of you who don't know, there are five DLCs in the game, namely Mothership Zeta, Operation Anchorage, The Pit, Point Lookout, and Broken Steel, and we're gonna complete them all. And not just the main quest line, but the side quests, which can be real annoying for some DLCs.
Hey, who are you?
But for the first DLC, we're gonna be fine. So yeah, discovering this place for the fast travel point, basically, but it starts the quest, which we'll do much later, I think in like 1.5 hours, something like that. And we had to Vault 106. Vault 106 has the science bubblehead. There are some crazy people there who try to hurt you with like melee weapons, but we are fine. The only real challenge here is to clip through the vault door. Sometimes vault doors are forgiving and the game lets you go through it, but recently, or you know, for me specifically, this vault door is very hard. For a runner named Ijabo, it's very convenient. So he's really lucky. So let's try this clip. I didn't mention how clipping works, but I will explain. But all you need to do is that I'm spamming quick save quick load. And I bind quick save quick load to mouse buttons because it's a bit more easier. It's a bit easier to control movement and also quick save quick load by that. I didn't clip through the door, but it's fine. It just saves like 10-15 seconds. It's not that relevant. So I'm going this place by going out of bounds, grabbing that door and getting the bubblehead. They will open the door for me anyways, so I just clip through there. So this is one of the rarest locations when we actually need to run back, because I think the COC point is not close to this door. All you need to do is remember where the COC points, like this COC point is very convenient, for example. Alright, next stop is RFU. In RFU, we're gonna do two things. One is start the quest Blood Ties and pick up a bubblehead from what's his name's house, the sheriff, the mayor, Even King, I think. Yeah, it's not really hard to remember everything in this game in terms of names. Sorry about that. I have some notes, but sometimes I forget. Anyways, for the Blood Ties quest, the mayor even requests us to find. So basically, a bunch of guys attack this town. They are supposed to be vampires. They pretend to be vampires, and
Hang on, you're not one of them.
one of the kids
Now what the hell
are
you doing?
gone with them. This guy thinks that they took him. We now know that he went with him or them. But first we need to knock on some doors to check for all the families if they are alright. This guy is rude, but they are alright, at least. The second family is the Shensi family.
It's nice to see a friendly.
And the third family is the West family. Let's check them. So they are dead, sadly. And their son Ian is gone. I need to find him and end this whole thing with the
What did they tell you?
family.
Everyone else.
No, the Wests are dead. I need to find Ian. That starts the quest, the Blood Ties. Locate the family. The family is the name of their gang. I need to solve their problems, basically. And there are multiple ways to go. Oops, I almost forgot this. Yeah. The bubblehead. This is something that I can't forget. You can return to here and grab it, but this is just convenient. There we go. So event tells you that there are multiple places you can go to find the family, but we're gonna go to the Northwest Seneca station, educated, because that's where they are, which is right here. We're not gonna go there yet because we need a weapon, and our 10mm gun is garbage, and we need to find a better one. So we just discovered the festival location, and we're gonna do this quest later. And we are on our merry adventure to a next quest and next locations. As I mentioned, the first half an hour is just rough. in terms of walking around. But the thing is that I asked my viewers to help me ask questions so I can answer them during these long walks, which I will do probably right now after this section. So this is Paradise Falls. I need to go to this place for multiple quests. They won't let me in because I don't have bad karma. So I need to convince this guy that if I bring him some guys, some VIP slaves, then he will let me in, because this is a slaver place. They round up slaves, trade with slaves. And this starts a quest Strictly Business, where you need to basically mess 4 slaves or 4 people and enslave them. And you can see their names on the left. The way this quest works is that you can enslave them all, but it's really slow because you need to do it one by one. You need to enslave one, return to this place, and it gives you another like slave collar where you mess people and they head explode if they don't come here. So that's why you need to do this whole process all over again every time after each 4 of them. But turns out that if you kill 3 of them and only enslave 1, the 3 who are killed are off this list. And then you just need to collect 1 person. If you kill all 4 of them, the quest will fail. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna kill 3 of them and enslave only 1. And actually the first person who we kill is coming up, called Arkansas. The other 3 are Fleck from Rivet City, Red from Big Town, and Susan Lancaster from Tenpenny Tower. And this is, I think, the only time we use the 10mm gun for killing someone. Otherwise, we're gonna use another weapon, which you get after completing Mothership Zeta DLC. I will explain that, but yes, I kind of spoiled it, but Mothership Zeta will be the first DLC I'm gonna complete. You need to be careful about the mines, but it's fine. There we go. He's dead, so he's off that list, so we don't need to enslave him. Anyways. So we're gonna pick up the Agility Bobblehead from Greener Pastures. And let's answer some frequently asked questions. And I got a bunch of questions from a guy named Akarian, who's a New Vegas runner. What's your most liked plus hated quest plus DLC? Alright, let's think. Well, I think Point Lookout is the most annoying DLC. In terms of speedruns, as far as I know, that's a pretty cool DLC casually. But for me, speedrun wise, I don't really like it. My most liked DLC might be speedrun wise. Wow, it's hard. Maybe the pit. Yeah, the pit is pretty cool. My favorite quest is probably the Replicated Man casually. Speedrun wise, wow, I don't know. What is a fun quest to complete? Maybe you gotta shoot them in the head, because that's a very unique way to complete this quest. It's really funny. You will see. So we do this DLC first because we need to get a special weapon called Alien Blaster, which is a very OP weapon, which is actually in this crash site. But if you come close to this crash site, if you have Mothership Zeta installed, you start the DLC. If you don't have the DLC installed, obviously you don't do this. But since it's on our way and the whole route is constructed this way, we do this speedrun or this DLC first. This is not that interesting speedrun. I would say it's like a meh speedrun. The story-wise, I think this is the worst DLC. By the way, Nothing spectacular. You just defeat an alien ship while you are escaping the ship you're in. Also, you're getting examine now, which is a bit disturbing, but it's fine.
Hey, you okay? You all right?
So we're in a prison cell now, and we immediately gonna leave by clipping through here. And then getting a weapon from this guy, the shock button, gonna be a bit useful here. Pick up, and then we also wanna pick up our stuff. And this door doesn't open, so I'm gonna clip it. And we skip a huge part of the DLC already. And we meet Sally, who's a girl, and she's all over this ship. And she's gonna help us defeat this DLC, basically. She's really smart. So the first quest is to acquire a spacesuit because we're gonna need a spacewalk outside of this ship, because you can activate the teleporter to the captain's bridge by that, but you need to destroy some generators for it, so you can do a spacewalk. It's all convenient, and this is what we're gonna do. And basically that's the whole DLC, so I kinda explained the whole DLC to you. There are some minor cool things about this DLC, but I don't think they're worth mentioning. Also, you can skip this DLC if you do all DLC run by clipping through a wall and accessing the final teleport to the bridge. It's pretty convenient, but we need to do all quests in the DLC, so we're gonna do that. We got the spacesuit from this guy who is dead.
Oh no!
Yeah, they are dead. Whatever. Yeah, we're gonna need to go to 3 places to blow up the generator. First up the hangar, but this door opens once the quest updates. There we go. Yes, you can see I need to collect or destroy 3 generators. First in the hangar. This quest is called Among the Stars. And this is another glitch. This is the third-person interaction glitch, where your character goes into third person and you move your camera a bit and you can access objects through walls. Pretty much what happens is that if you go in third person, your hitbox changes because it has a weird collision. We're gonna do that a lot actually in this run, that's what happened. I'm trying to COC warp back to the beginning area. There we go. And there we go. Destroyed the hangar generator. You actually have to wait for the quest update because I don't think that happens if you leave too early. But the second one is in the cryo room. I don't need this door to be opened. I just COC warp here. And we're gonna access the generators here by killing some scientist aliens by freezing them. Sorry guys, I'm so sorry. Didn't mean to cause trouble, but it's for a good cause. There we go, and I'm gonna just warp here. Don't have to run through this section by clipping through here if I can. There we go. There's a teleporter here which we're gonna use once this generator blows up. Again, very interesting. Not much to talk about here. So we have to actually wait until it happens. I'm actually going through my notes. Yeah. Yeah, once you get beamed up, you complete the quest. Not of this world, and we are on the quest Among the Stars. Oh, this door is open. That's weird. Usually it's not. And actually, there's only 3 quests in this DLC. Believe it or not. And that's it. This is the robot assembly. We're gonna pick up this alien epoxy because that helps us fix our gun later. So we don't need to go to like an NPC to actually pay money to repair our gun. It's a bit for convenience, I guess. In all quests we actually go to some repairman to repair our weapon, but here you don't have to. So you save like 20 seconds, I guess, by that. Something like that. Alright, last generator to destroy. Then we're gonna finally do the interesting part where we're just going on a spacewalk. There we go. And I'm gonna collect some more stuff until it blows up. Since I still need to wait, I can do some stuff. Some more in epoxy for later. Clip out here. If I can. There we go. And I think I destroyed everything. Yes. Need to talk to Sully. Tell her that I did it.
Wow, you did it!
Yes, I did it. I'm gonna have a spacewalk. And I'm gonna put on the suit because otherwise I would die, obviously, in space. And I need to clip through this door because you need to do some decompression here, so you can actually go out to space, but that's slow. So we're gonna skip this process by going out of bounds. No, by clipping through that door. It's still in bounds. And there we go. The long-awaited spacewalk. And the way to activate the access teleporter is like fixing these loose panels, I guess. There are 3 of them. There's the second one. Also, you notice that we are a bit slower now because we are in space, obviously. If that makes sense, any sense. That's the 3rd loose panel. And that completes the quest Among the Stars. And we're gonna do the final quest of the DLC called This Galaxy Ain't Big Enough. Which is just destroying the enemy alien ship, which is mainly RNG, so it's not that interesting as well. I'm not really selling this DLC, I know, but that's how it goes, sadly. Lockpick, and then I put one scoundrel, I guess. And there we go. So I need to reach the alien ship. I honestly don't know the casual way, so I'm gonna do the speedrun way, but it's a bit tricky. It's behind this wall. I'm gonna make it safe here because this can go wrong. So I need to grab it. I'm trying to grab it. Oh, that was pretty fast. Like falling out in the void. If you fall too much, then obviously it's not good. Alright, nice, everyone is defeated. I'm gonna pick up these weapons because I need to sell them for later. Also, I forgot about these guys. It's no problem. Can kill a bit earlier. Kill them a bit earlier. And yeah, I don't need much weapons, just a few. Because actually Point Lookout DLC requires you to buy some boat tickets, and that are expensive. Open this door for later. And I had to actually wait for the NPCs to catch up, so That's what I'm doing now. Because this alien defeating section doesn't start until they are spawned. There we go.
Shit, where did that come from?
And I pull. You can actually change the energy levels either to your shield or to your death ray. What is it called? And I'm putting all my energy to my shooting power, I guess.
And I get to aim the death ray.
Yeah, it's death ray.
Man, no goddamn space monkey.
And I have to wait this alien ship to get to a certain position. So this is RNG. This can take between like 2-3 minutes, I don't know. Also, you can get a shot where everything, like basically you lose your power and have to repower your, I don't know, stuff. And sometimes this just bugs out and you cannot see your progress, but essentially you wanna get this bar to the lowest. There we go. Hopefully we get good RNG here. Come on. There we go. Halfway there. So far so good.
Fine.
Just like the last time.
So maybe one more shot.
As you say. I'd invite the Orient.
Oh no. One more. There we go. So we did it. Completed the DLC. We just need to talk to this guy. So it opens the teleporter and we are done here. Already done with the first DLC. Cool. And finally we can pick up our main weapon. And there's a dock here. It's sad. It bite me in the tushy. That's also sad. Okay, let's heal up a bit, maybe. Squid food, stim pack. So I don't need a blister anymore. I need this one. Don't need this. I need the missile launcher. Cool. All right. So, next up is... oh, I forgot its name. It's a vault. Vault 21? I think so. It's Vault 21. Which vault is it? Oh my god, I completely forgot this vault. Hang on. Vault 92, sorry. Not 21. Dang. So Vault 92, it's relevant to a quest called Agatha's Song, where you need to collect a special violin for Agatha. And we're gonna do that. Level up. Put lockpick to 100 and I'm gonna put points to speech. And then I'm gonna pick toughness for safety. Pick up fission battery for later on, for a later quest. I'm gonna pile up with some stim packs. So Agatha is like an old lady. She requests us to collect this. What am I doing? Yeah. Collect this violin. But if you collect it and return to her, then the quest will be completed. But fun fact, there is a faster way to do this quest, which involves not meeting actually with Agatha, but we'll get to it. And I'm picking this violin up by the third person interaction glitch again. Just avoid out. And move on. Right, next up is Republic of Dave and also discovering Old Olney. Old Olney actually, we're gonna return this much later. This place is relevant for the DLC Broken Steel. And Old Olney is known for its Deathclaw infestation, basically. It's a bit scary, but we survived it. Sometimes a Deathclaw can follow me here and get wrecked. It actually gives you a bit of boost, so sometimes it's good, but you can get easily crippled by it, so it's not the best. So I didn't get Deathclaw boost this time. So Republic of Dave is only relevant for us for Bubblehead. I think it's the Perception Bubblehead. In all quests, we also kill Dave here to get his special key. For the quest, you gotta shoot them in the head. And I guess this is the main difference between all quests, which is a category where you need to complete all quests in the main game without the DLC. And this category, because you actually complete that quest in a different way. It's actually pretty funny. It's a very exploitable way to complete the quest, but again, I'm trying not to spoil it for now. Right, Bubblehead, done. Also, instead of going to the front gate where a kid talks to you, we just clip through the fence. They are a bit mad about this. That's why I'm moving away so I can fast travel. Minefield is the next one. We are heading towards the Temple of Union and also Canterbury Commons. Alright, let's answer one more question. When can the run die? That's the question. Well, the run can die in many places. As you can see, the game can crash at any point, sadly, because Fallout 3 and Windows 10 hates each other for some reason. I don't know why. But mostly there are places actually where you can get crippled, which I need to be super careful about. The Pit DLC is probably the hardest one sometimes. You can get crippled there, and also you get a crash there, which is not random. It's actually like almost happens all the time for me. So it's pretty much just randomly happening crashes, and some places you can get crippled, but mostly it's good. It's fairly convenient, and basically you just lose a bit of time, but in normal circumstances the run is finishable. Recently I have trouble finishing a run, and the only reason I have trouble finishing a run is because of the timer. But yeah, whatever. Anyway, what happened there is that I went to Temple of Union and I killed that guy because there's a quest called what is it called? I need to remember this. Head of State. There are some slaves and slavers, and the slaves are at the Temple of Union, and normally the slavers are after them. But if you kill the leader of the slaves and you go to the slavers, you can tell them that, hey, I already killed the leader of the slaves. And they are like, oh, great. You are cool. You did what we were gonna ask you.
Are you all right?
So the quest gets completed. That's a big quest skip. And this quest is called Superhuman Gambit, where you need to resolve this fight between these two superhumans. And the easiest resolution is just killing one of them, so there is no more conflict if one of them is dead. That's also a fairly fast way to complete this quest.
All of that fighting.
There we go, we did it. And we're gonna pick up the Bubblehead from Vault Gary, which is Vault 108. But yeah, for the Head of State quest, this is the fastest way to do. We used to take the quest from the slaves and then betray the slaves by talking to the slavers and returning to this Temple of Union and killing them. But if you do this way, then you can skip all of this. The problem with this is that if you start the quest and kill the leader of the slaves, then the quest will fail. So we actually have to kill him before doing anything with this quest line. I'm gonna kill these doggos because if I don't do that, I have trouble fast traveling from here later on. So, goodbye doggos. Vault 108. I think this has the charisma bubblehead. We'll see. This is known as Vault Gary, because everyone says Gary here. This is basically a cloning lab. Yeah, this is charisma bubblehead. Also, they wanna kill you for some reason. It's a fun place, casually, but we're not gonna be here for long. Grab this door. Going out of bounds. I'm gonna fast travel to Super Duper Mart. So, the next quest, what we're gonna set up is called those. Again, looking at my notes. Sorry. For this quest, there's a guy, little guy named called Brian Wilkes. You might saw them a bit earlier. He was trying to talk to us about, you know, this fire ants killing his family, his father, and I need to solve this issue because there are a bunch of ants here. They are a product of a guy named Dr. Lesko who produced them, and they are real fire ants. That means they are, you know, exhaling fire for some reason. And we're gonna stop this now because fire ants are bad. What we do is just activating a pulse which kills them. And if you talk to Brian after that, the quest will be completed, because normally he gives you the quest, but if you do this without talking to him, then you don't need to deal with him in a way that he returns to a place where we don't need to go. If you start the quest by him, but this way he will follow you constantly to give you the quest actually, but we can tell him later that, hey, we already completed the quest. So we killed that guy because he has a password. He is supposed to be a good guy in a way, but this is just a faster way to get the password. You don't have time to talk to him. And we're gonna kill the outside ants. And going out of bounds so I can skip the backtracking. I never get stuck here. This is very bad. This is actually very bad. Might have to do this section from the autosave. Nice. Yeah, it's not convenient. I'm already way behind and this happened. Anyways, let's do this again. Yeah. There we go, that's what I wanted to do, because if you swim this way out of bounds, then you get back here. But we're actually not gonna finish this quest now, because we have other things to do. Also, I'm clipping inside here, so I can fast travel, because there are some super mutants in this way, and I'm going to Jefferson. Alright. In Jefferson, I'm gonna kill the super mutants and like basically every enemy inside, because there's a quest called Waters of Life, which requires that you actually kill. Well, that was some weird lag, sorry. You kill all the super mutants inside, and if you do it the normal way, where the scientists give you this quest because they can't work if they are the super mutants here, then they're gonna wait outside until you clean this place up. But the problem is there are super mutants outside of this place, so they're gonna be like either fleeing for or aggroing to them, and the AI will be just completely messed up, and don't wanna do that. So if you just kill these guys, they're gonna be teleported inside without actually giving that like objective to us. You just need to remember their patterns, so you know when to kill them. This guy hides, which is bad. And there's one guy here, and one more left. I think I'm gonna sleep here so I regain health, so I don't use stim packs now for safety purposes. There we go. Yeah, we cleaned the place. I'm checking this by just pressing wait. If I can wait, then there are no more enemies. Same way. I just need to make sure I don't forget this, and I just COC word back to the beginning. Yeah, and I actually don't need to kill the outside ones for whatever reason. For Waters of Life quest. And we do this now because it's on our way to Rivet City and Anacusta metro station. Yeah, next up is Rivet City, but we just discovered the place. We're gonna return this later. Bunch of things happen in Rivet City. And we're gonna go to the Anacusta station to go to the DC downtown area, basically. Yeah, we're also gonna open this door because that saves 2 seconds later. Best threat in the game. Alright, so downtown DC. Yeah. Downtown DC is also a part of Broken Steel, so we're gonna return here once more at the end of the run. Also, Broken Steel is gonna be the last DLC, also I'm spoiling this for you. But it kind of makes sense because Broken Steel is what actually requires you to beat the game, or the main game. It starts immediately after. Every other DLC you can unlock or start right away once you start your game. Broken Steel is the exception. There we go, the mall, the downtown area. First thing we're gonna go is the Museum of Technology, where we grab a relay dish from the Virgo 2 space vehicle, which was the first vehicle on the moon. I think we all remember that. And you can go on the right or the left. The left is actually a bit convenient and more faster, I think. More faster? Faster. I'm bad at English today, sorry guys. There we go, we got the dish. Because this door opens without... If you go to the right, you need to unlock it by lockpicking, which is a bit slower. Anyways, we need this dish for a quest, Galaxy News Radio. Galaxy News Radio involves Dog. I think most people know who he is. He's an iconic character in Fallout 3. But anyways, Dog requests us to get this relay dish so we can install it to the top of the Washington Monument. later on. And if you have the drill dish and go to him and he tries to give you the quest, then you can say that I already have the relay dish actually. And he says, cool. So we're gonna do that later. You can actually technically install the relay dish now, but it actually soft logs the quest, so it's not that cool. Normally you have to get the password from 3Dog to open the terminal to the Washington Monument. And that's what we're gonna do, because otherwise it's gonna be quite bad. I'm discovering this metro because I'm gonna be fast traveling here during the Broken Steel DLC. And I'm gonna go to the Lincoln Memorial because finally we complete the quest Head of State, which I mentioned earlier. So here are the slavers, and talk to this guy. Oh, we got the slow animation here.
I'm Leroy Walker.
And he tries to give me the quest, but I'm telling him that I already killed the leader, and the quest automatically completes. We also got bad karma, but that doesn't matter. This is not a good karma run. I think we're gonna level up here. No? Discover the Museum of History, which we're gonna return later. Speech and scoundrel again. So we get 100 speech. We need this one more hard speech check. That's why I'm doing a 100 speech skill now. The 3 skills you need to this run is repair, lockpick, and speech. Everything else is just optional. Kill this guy so we can fast travel later, and we go to this place. What is it called? Whatever. The National Archives. And we're gonna start the quest Stealing Independence. First of all, we help Sydney to kill these super mutants. So she's after the Declaration of Independence, which is here, and we're gonna team up with her. Except we just need the password from her, and we can get the declaration by ourselves. So it's not a nice thing to do, but we need to actually do this for the speedrun right now, because at this point Sydney becomes a temporary follower, and the problem with that is that she can mess up actually quests later, because she will aggro to people we're not supposed to aggro and fail some quests, for example the Blood Ties quest. So it's convenient to kill him. And the Declaration of Independence we need to retrieve to Abraham, Washington to Rivet City, and that's what we're gonna do later once we return to Rivet City. Just clip here and get to the safe. Get the password from this guy. Opening this terminal. And there we go, we became full Nick Cage and stole the Declaration of Independence. This is usually a bit of, like, it's a hard clip. Let's see how it goes. There we go, it was good. And speaking of Blood Ties, we're gonna finally complete Blood Ties now. So, there's a guy here who wants to talk to us, irrelevant to this quest, so we just swing our arms so he doesn't talk to us. So there's a leader of the family called Vance, and you can convince him that, you know, he should give up the fight, and you know, we can have a beneficial relationship with the people of RFU, but it's really slow. Talking in this game is just super slow, so gonna do something else to complete this quest. Oh, we failed this quest, or failed this speed check, so we need to pay 100 caps to this guy, so he opens this door. And the second part is just to convince Ian to come back to RFU or stay here, or your choice, but we're gonna convince him to come back to us, to RFU. So Lance is asleep, I think, or Vance. What's his name? I think Vance, not Lance. Vance. Yeah, it's Vance. Get the password and the shish kebab. Yeah. Dance. Okay. So we open this door with the terminal password and talk to Ian. And the way we convince him that, you know, you're not a vampire, also the leader is dead, so you have nothing here left to do. You may have just returned to RFU, and he says, okay, well, you were making a point. I'm gonna complete the quest by talking to Ivan that, hey, we resolved this problem and Ian is safe and, you know, no more vampires for you. And I'm trying to avoid that here. Stair clips are hard. It's sometimes can be a pain to do. There we go. And
There she is.
there she is. And we completed blood ties now. Cool. Next up is Evergreen Mills. Evergreen Mills has a bubblehead. I think the Barter bubblehead, actually. Yeah, for this run there are a bunch of locations to remember, a bunch of quests, a bunch of names. That's why I have notes up, but sometimes it's hard to remember and hard to actually search for in my notes, so I apologize for that. But yeah, there we go. Long walking section, so let's answer one more question from my FAQ list. Any recent strats? Wow. Any recent strats? There are not much recent strats, to be honest. The only thing I found recently is that the way you complete the pit. So there's a category called all DLCs. All DLCs required to actually just complete the DLC, start the DLC and complete it in a way. So you don't need to complete all the quests. So there are actually different strats for that category compared to this one. And turns out that we used to do it in a longer way, which was like 1 minute longer. But I figured it out that you can still complete the quests the way you complete in all DLCs, and that saves like a minute. So that was probably the newest thing. But this category is fairly old, but no one really ran it. Pro Gaming with that was the one, and it's Jabo. And I just picked up a couple of months ago actually and found some stuff, but this was probably the biggest strat that I found. The pit is a very interesting DLC to explain, but we'll get to that. So Evergreen Mills, these guys can wreck you. There's one guy in here with a missile launcher who can cripple you. So this is a run killer if you are not careful enough. Just jump here. Let's get some stim packs. There we go. Water. Also, I forgot to mention is that bubbleheads just raise your skill points. It raises special points with 1 and the minor skills with 10, and there are 20 of them because there are 7 special skills and 13 smaller skills. Also, I'm trying to climb this rock pile, which is sometimes really hard. Sometimes I can clip inside the rocks, but you can actually clip outside if you are crafty enough, like here. There we go. Well, sometimes you can just quick save, click load, so you get on top of the rocks. It was fairly good. Alright, we're gonna jump right back into the main quest line. So, normally you are supposed to go after your dad who left the vault when you were 19. That was the whole conflict between at the beginning. But you can skip that part and run to Smith's garage, where under it there is Vault 112, where that is in a simulation. And the game still rewards you, by the way, because there are, I think, 2 quests in between where you need to find clues for that location. But if you find that by accident, the game just rewards you by completing those quests as well. So that's how we complete like 3 quests now. So this vault door is actually pretty easy to clip through. So this is a strange place. Some simulation is going on here. And this is actually gonna be a bit strange because we're gonna be a little kid in the simulation, and that changes our character mood, so we're gonna actually use speed cripple now. I used the third-person interaction glitch to enter this pod for the simulation. It doesn't save time, but it, you know, looks cooler. Gonna quick save kick load here at this flash or flare, so I can know where to go. So I lost speed cripple, as you can see, but we're gonna get it back. This is the main reason actually we do the save at Megaton. So we're gonna activate the failsafe. This is also can be a really long quest, but if you activate the failsafe and activate the Chinese invasion program, then you can just kill all of the residents. They will be freed, and we can leave with our dad, who is this dog. So it was a very short quest. The only downside is, as I mentioned, is that I lost speed cripple. Here's that, and we need to go back to Rivet 3 to meet with his old colleagues. Without him, I don't want to go with him. And I'm probably gonna quit the game, because sometimes quitting the game is easier to get back speed cripple. Although sometimes it's good to reset the game. Even though I crashed once already. So I'm gonna load the Megaton save here. Trying to get back speed cripple. First try, pretty cool. I just load the auto save, so my character has the speed leech. There we go. And I'm gonna just re-equip some stuff. The stim packs. I don't need this jumpsuit, and I'm gonna do this shish kebab. Alien blaster, cool. Use 1 stim pack. There we go. Also, you get this black and white thingy aesthetics, I guess, from the simulation, because if you leave, I think, fast enough, this will happen, but this will disappear after a few seconds. Yes, so you're gonna discover Girder Shared. This is gonna be the place where you're gonna turn in the Nuka-Cola quantums for the quest I mentioned earlier, but since we don't have Nuka-Cola quantums, any of them, we need 30. You're just gonna remember this place and fast roll later. Again, this needs some duping, but I will get to that once we get to that. And Dunwich building is the next place to go, because that has a bubblehead, and I think that's the melee bubblehead. It's so weird that I remember the bubbleheads. I used to be really bad at which building has which kind of bubblehead, but I think that's, at least I remembered all of them. I think. I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah. This place has also a third-person animation glitch strat, just because instead of going upstairs, we're gonna access a door by using third-person interaction glitch. And also this will be a festival point for the Broken Cell DLC later on. So what we're gonna do here is go here, use this setup, go up here and just in third person trying to grab a door above us. If I can. Can I? I think I can. Come on. This is supposed to be convenient and easy. What's happening? Why can't I do this? Wow. This is a correct setup, I think. Come on. There we go. I think we can do this. Wow, why can't I do this? There we go. Wow. The hitbox is very small, but usually I'm faster than that. Oh, that was sad. Whatever, we did it. Anyways, we are heading towards Tempany Tower, our next place. And after Tempany Tower, we're gonna complete another DLC actually, so those of you who were at the edge of their seats wondering when we're gonna complete the next DLC, it's happening pretty soon. Okay, so Tempany Tower, two things there. One thing is that we're gonna enslave Susan Lancaster. She's the only one that we're gonna enslave. So we basically completed the quest already, that even though we technically didn't complete, or it's not yet completed, but it will be once every other VIP slave is dead. And we're gonna complete the quest called, looking at my notes again, Tempany Tower. Yeah, it's pretty convenient quest name. So for this quest, there are some ghouls who try to get into this place, which is a really like unique place. There are a bunch of like snobs there. Tempany is like a sort of like a dictator. He's like a fancy dude. He's really uptight and stuff. And we have to like solve this issue by either the ghouls move in or they accept each other or stuff like that. And there's actually a pretty cool strat here. So we're gonna clip inside. And first of all, we're trying to enslave Susan Lancaster. She's usually here. I think that's her. Very cool. Sometimes she's upstairs. And we're gonna do a sequence break, which involves blowing up a generator, which is a later objective for this quest. And that spawns the ghoul guy here. What's his name? What's his name? Roy Phillips. So he was still talking to the guy in the front, but I just spawned him here. This one. There we go. And what it does is that it starts a later part of this quest where you need to kill all of the residents and let the ghouls in and get to the generator room. But if you go to the generator room, it just marks the quest as like complete. For some reason, it's a very weird sequence break that it's really hard for me to explain. So, but since you already talked to Roy Phillips, the quest is already like completed. So you need to go back and just wait for the update and the quest will be completed. Just need to go back and talk to him and all the residents are gone. He's here.
Great job, kid.
And this will complete the quest. This was found by someone actually after last year's ESA that I did all quests run. And this was a new strat that like saves a minute compared to the old strat. There is Brian Wilkes. We're gonna tell him that we killed the fire ants, so that completes the quest those. And as I mentioned, next DLC is Operation Anchorage. We're gonna level up, put points to repair. I'm gonna pick red resistance. Operation Anchorage also involves simulation, by the way. It's a bit different simulation that we experienced. It's a war simulation. Again, this is similar to Mothership Zeta. The story is really bland. You need to help the Brotherhood outcast, but they need someone with a Pip-Boy, because if they complete the simulation, the Battle of Anchorage, they access some weapons and stuff. So that's what we're gonna do, and this is actually a DLC that's gonna be relevant to the quest I mentioned earlier. You gotta shoot them in the head once we complete it. There we go. So even though this is not that interesting DLC, I think it's still chill. The only problem here is that sometimes you get wrecked here as well. I try my best not to get wrecked. I swing my arms there again to skip talking with that guy, entering to the like outcast base. There we go. And you need to use the elevator, which is a very long elevator line. So instead we're just gonna speed things up by going out of bounds. If I can. I should be able to do this. There we go.
Look, Wastelander.
There we go. Talk to this guy. Accept his offer.
You're here to help?
I need to put on a suit for this, because for some reason, I don't know. There we go. We start the simulation and the DLC.
Hey, wake up. Come on, snap out of it.
There we go. You're supposed to follow this guy, but we don't care too much. I'm also dropping my armor because that actually slows you down. You will get it back later, and it's actually a bit useful for later, for a later quest. So I think this DLC has 4 quests. There are no side quests in this DLC, just as there are no side quests in Mothership Zeta. These are the faster DLCs, the rest gonna be a bit longer, to be honest. Especially Point Lookout. Point Lookout. That's why I hate Point Lookout, because actually there are a bunch of side quests there. Which might be fun in, you know, casually, but in its category it's a bit annoying. But we'll get there. It's not gonna happen in like 1.5 hours. Or more, maybe 2 hours. No, just 1 hour, maybe. Anyways, pretty much you have to go through this. This is like Call of Duty. You have to go through this place, shoot guys, meet with that sergeant. I'm also trying to pull up my notes for the... Oops, not here.
God damn, this place is...
Yeah, this is Guns of Anchorage. I don't think I need my notes, okay. This is pretty much just tight movement and remembering stuff, where to go. It's very linear DLC. Not much you can screw up. Probably this was the easiest one to learn for myself. Also, I'm losing a lot of health, which is bad. I can heal up later, but... So in this DLC there are like health dispensers and ammo dispensers that you can use. There are no stim packs, but I have to wait for them. There's one here, I think. Yeah. And it restores all your health, so it's convenient. This is not a hard DLC. I think even casual, it's not hard. Cool. Coolio. Yeah. So the guns of Anchorage, you just need to destroy 3 artillery weapons. Also, this the simulation represents the, you know, war area that was like relevant 200 years prior to this game, or this, you know, where this game takes place. Basically a battle between the USA and China, an alternative timeline. Communism versus capitalism, and like you know, nuclear war. That's why they're speaking Chinese. Gonna heal here. And this is it, we're just gonna destroy the artilleries by planting explosives there. Very hard. And we have to wait until we get teleported out here by the simulation. Also, if you die in the simulation, you die in real life. They tell you that, like, I think they tell you that if you die, you get a cardiac arrest or something. I don't know where they're shooting, to be honest. It's gonna wait here. There we go.
Carry on, soldier.
That completes the quest.
Damn fine.
And there we go. So next quest is paving the way, which you need to do two side objectives, which we're gonna do now. Deploy the team, get some close assault package. There we go. We get some weapons here.
What did you need, soldier?
From this guy, and then I'm gonna equip it. I'm gonna just you do this combat shotgun. This is the most OP weapon here. So we need to infiltrate the Chinese base, I think. That's the first one, that's the hardest one, and then we're gonna have to blow up to something. Yeah. We'll see. I forgot what they are, but you need to blow up 2 things that's similar to blowing up the artillery, but it's like, I think they are oil refinery or something. Also, a quick save, quick load, fuel tanks. Yeah, fuel tanks, yeah. I just saw the objectives. Also a quick save, quick load, so I don't get crippled. I got crippled, but on my arms, which is a bit better than on my legs. I don't want to get crippled on my legs, as I mentioned. I think I'm gonna equip this just because things can go sideways. This gives me protection even though I'm slower. And I actually might get wrecked because my health is really low. Yeah, I'm gonna concentrate here so I don't die. I might die actually. This is very bad. 1 health. Let's see if I can survive. This is very bad. Need to kill everyone here. And I don't have can't pick up health. That's what I mentioned, is that's why it's a hard DLC. Because of this objective only. I might need to actually For safety reasons, I might need to use a... yeah. This is very bad. Right, for safety reasons, I'm gonna use cheats. I'm so sorry. I don't think I can complete this. Or at least the first half. The game is really glitchy. If you quit out the game, then it's really hard to complete this without getting wrecked. I'm really feeling bad about this, but for the sake of finishing the run in time, I do this. I don't know what's up with this technician. Okay. I'm gonna get back to normal after a certain point. Also, I got crippled. Yeah. So yeah, things went really sideways here. Which can happen sadly, but I don't have a safety save for this, sadly. Where's the guy? Somewhere there. I lost speed cripple also because I died. That's also very bad. So I'm just gonna kill these guys and there's one guy there. Alright, so I'm gonna disable God mode because that was cheating. I'm gonna make a save here and I'm trying to get back speed cripple now. Not do this save. I feel really sorry about this, but I can spend like half an hour here trying to fix this. I didn't look at my health. This is where you lose the run. Another answer for your question at the FAQ. Also, I might have to restart the game because sometimes you can get speed cripple back. Cool. There we go. Let's do this over. There we go. First try. And everything is back to normal. I just need to get to this point, but to gain my health back. But I already saw that I wouldn't be able to make it. So I had to make this choice. There we go. And this is... we secured the Chinese listening post. Amazing. Good job. He didn't saw me getting to the console. Let's blow up those fuel tanks. And normally you have to go to this trench. But we're gonna go out of bounds and access the area by that. So I don't need the armor anymore because that slows me down. The way you do this is you go into third person and jump here. You can only make this jump in third person, and that makes you go out of bounds. And this is actually how we're gonna complete the rest of the main quest in this run. Because you can get to the final point of this DLC by going this way. We still need to do the Paving the Way quest, which is the third quest. And the fourth quest will be the very last quest, where you need to defeat the Chinese army and kill General Jingwei. Yeah, I think... yeah, also one thing I forgot to mention is that you're supposed to carry some guys with you as your team, so the fight is easier, but it slows you down, so that's why you go for like one-man mission, but I failed it miserably. Again, I feel really sorry about this, but for the sake of time, I don't do this. I might do some safety saves for this, or, you know, do something else, but I don't really have time to solve this without actually using console commands, sadly. Anyways, let's... Oops, I hit the tree there. Let's destroy some fuel tanks, I guess. This is the first one. There's the second one. These vehicles can kill you pretty much. And you have to wait until you get teleported again. Thankfully there are some health dispensers here, so it's fine. I'm just, you know, spending some time here. And there we go, we're gonna get teleported and we're gonna do the final quest.
Anything else that I and L can help?
And normally you have to disable this oh, what is it called? Like I don't know what it's called. Shield or power shield or power fence. Power fence, I guess. But that's slow. So we're gonna just go out of bounds and go to the final building so we beat the DLC. This is the part I mentioned that you need to have a speed check for General Jingwei to convince him that he's already lost, so he kills himself. Commits seppuku. Is it seppuku? It's not seppuku because that's Japanese. He's Chinese, so he commits just suicide. But maybe it's called that. I don't know. I'm so sorry. Disable the pulse field. Pulse field, that's what it's called. Yeah, pulse field. Yeah, essentially there's like invisible these walls that pulse fields, yeah, that disables you to go forward. But you know, you just go out of bounds, jump on this pipe, and go to the end. That's all. There's an invisible wall there, so you have to go to the end, where there is a hole for some reason. So you can go through here. It's pretty convenient. And we try to beat our odds with the speed check. Making quick saves here. Alright. Second try. No. Third try is the charm. No. Come on. There we go. Otherwise you have to fight the whole army and him, stuff like that. Just slower. And he dies. Sometimes there's an animation glitch where he's just dead. Press 75 and then try that hard.
That'll do, soldier.
And the DLC is done, yay! We had some troubles, but let's forget that. You know what? I think it's time to forget what happened in this DLC. So, you complete the quest by unlocking this armory and get this armor, which is the winterized power armor, and that's gonna be important actually right now. I will try to explain what's happening. So, for you gotta shoot them in the head. There's a guy named Mr. Crowley in the Museum of History. He requests you to collect 3 keys from 3 dudes. And you complete the quest by collecting the 3 keys and giving to him. But there is more to that. Actually, after you complete this quest, he gets to, I think, Fort Constantine, and he gets a winterized power armor, just as same as we have.
Oh.
You can get it if you don't... we don't need to talk to this guy. You can get that armor if you just keep your the keys for yourself. However, this game is really confused right now because I have the same power armor in my possession.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I can see you eyeing it.
And what I'm gonna do is completing that quest in a very weird way by getting the quest from him.
What are you looking at?
And then do something weird. So I start the quest, he gives me the quest, and I'm gonna drop the armor and picking up again. And that registers as me picking up the armor he wants technically, and the game thinks that I already acquired that armor, so it completes the quest for me. And that's why it's a bit different from all quests, and it's a very weird way to complete this quest, but hey, we did it. Cool. And I go to Germantown. We're gonna rescue Red. Red, I forgot to bound our stuff. I don't need this, I don't need this. I need shish kebab, I don't need this. I don't need this, and stim pack, cool. Anyway, so I'm gonna rescue Red for the quest Big Trouble in Big Town, but Red is also on the list for Strictly Business I mentioned. So after we rescue Red, we're gonna do something weird again.
You're rescuing me?
And also she says that there is Shorty who we need to rescue, and I say that we don't need to rescue him, and she says okay, cool, whatever, because that's slow. Going back to Big Town, and let's talk to her. This one, this one, this one. Going to Rivet City. And I will explain that a bit later, why I picked certain options for this, but we don't need to kill Red to actually let her die, because I picked a dialogue option that will let her die in a certain in-game time.
Is there a problem?
So it's a bit faster. I'm going to Rivet City. I'm gonna kill Fleck here for the same Strictly Business quest. But first of all, I need to... Also, Red was the second clue for the quest. The Replicated Man. The third clue is gonna be Dr. Preston here. Just gonna wait for 2 hours. She is not here. I think he's having breakfast. Let's check on him. Yes.
You don't look hurt.
Yes, yes, yes. And that spawns Victoria Watts here. And she gives us the fake Android component.
You've been rather
And if you give the fake Android component to Dr. Zimmer, the Replicated Man will be completed. This is a very interesting quest in my opinion. I really like this quest. Also, this is a premise of Fallout 4, but I don't have time to explain it.
Give me a few moments to speak.
Also, this is bugged out.
I told you it would work. We need to get back to...
We forward the main quest, so we go to the Jefferson with the scientist, pick up the intelligence bubblehead. A lot of stuff happening. Yes, we're gonna give him the fake Android component. Quest completed. We're also gonna complete 2 quests at the same time by talking to Abraham Washington.
Hello, honey.
Hello, Dad. There we go. We give him the Declaration of Independence. We tell him that Sydney died of accident. We also give him Agatha's violin, because turns out that if you give him the violin or sell him, then the quest will be completed for Agatha's song. And we're gonna level up. And we have everything now. We're just gonna put points to maybe energy weapons and medicine from now on. I pick Animal Friend.
Hey there.
And the last thing we're gonna do here is to kill Fleck.
Morning.
And he's not here. That's terrible. He's there. There we go.
It's here for a reason.
There we go. We did it. Everything is neat and done. They are a bit mad, but it's fine. Let's try to fast travel. Cool, done with Rivet City. We're going to Oasis now. We're also gonna do something. I'm gonna fuse my weapon with the alien epoxy, just because it's convenient. There we go. So, I forgot to talk about one thing, which is, yeah, the red thing. So for Big Trouble in Big Town, if you complete the quest, it's fine, but Red requests you to help them because they are constantly attacked by super mutants and they are kids, basically, so they don't know how to protect themselves and you need to teach them. But you can say that I don't care about that. Oh, there's a Yaguai. That's scary. You can say to her that you don't care about that and just leave them alone. And that's apparently a really bad thing, and the game will do a scripted event in a couple of in-game days where everyone dies in the town, which is very bad, and that kills Red. And the way we know that is that the guy we're supposed to rescue in Germantown, called Shorty, will have a pop-up, or there will be a pop-up saying that he died for some reason, and that's the indication that Red died as well, for whatever reason, but this is just a way to complete that quest. So we're going to Oasis. You need to go around this place, but we're gonna use a shortcut here. This is a well-intended shortcut. You can see that's just, again, very intended. And we just discovered the festival location, and we are there. So Oasis, we're gonna complete the quest. Oasis! And there's a talking tree here who these guys worship, but he wants to die. So we're gonna make this quest short. Normally you have to destroy his heart. Yeah, this one. Destroy his heart, but that's a long quest line. So we're just gonna kill him. And there's a way to kill him with a fiery weapon, because he really hates fire. Also, we're gonna drink some dogs, because that's the ceremony. Apparently, it heals you as well. Also, it heals your radiation. And that's why we picked up the shish kebab, so we can kill him with the fiery weapon. There we go. Quest is completed. Poor Harold. These guys are mad, but it's fine. We're gonna complete Waters of Life now. So if you did this correctly, they're gonna be inside. I mean the scientist. So they are not waiting outside for me. Nice, cool. This is probably the worst quest, because you have to do a bunch of menial tasks for that.
Here we are.
First, we need to switch on something. Flute control power, whatever. Yeah, this is a back and forth, just auto scroller, basically, pretty much. Flip the switch, nice. Very hard job. The only thing that can basically make you go faster is trying to skip the stairs and clip through here, but apparently I have trouble with it, so I'm not gonna bother. It's not an easy clip sometimes. I'm gonna sleep for health. This quest, the only good thing about this is the Dr. Lee skip later on, which I will explain when it happens. We got some fuses to exchange the bad fuses, so we can access the mainframe. Basically the whole game, or all this section, is about purifying water, and we're just gonna install the machine now. That's the whole goal. Now that is the lead scientist for that project. Right, let's try one more time this. There we go, just go here, COC here. Let me try to clip through here one more time if I can. Yeah, this is hard. There we go. First try.
There are a few minor repairs.
And the last menial task is to drain the intake pipes. And something will happen after that. No spoilers. Come on, keep through here. Oh, this is not good. Please, there we go. Alright, let's drain the intake pipes, hope nothing goes wrong. Well, G-baited, everything went wrong. The Enclave is here to take over the project. So we need to go back and talk to Dad. What the hell is going on? And suddenly something bad will happen here. Rip someone. No spoilers. So Enclave are the bad guys. They are basically, oops, well, I did not expect that. They are bad guys. They're supposed to be the main enemies. They are pretty much like these nationalists, people who hate, you know, any mutant form. They wanna bring back the pure, you know, United States of America. Okay, so we're entering a cutscene here. And the way I'm skipping the cutscene is going into the third-person interaction glitch and talking to Colonel Altum. Since you're not allowed to do this, he doesn't have any dialogue, but it skips all of his dialogue with the other NPCs. And that will sabotage the project and he will die. Sadly that, so rip Liam Neeson. Alright, so we need to skip with Dr. Lee, and we're gonna do a Dr. Lee skip, which can be hard, but it's cool. This was found initially by Swags the dog, another runner, and he and me perfected it pretty much. Kill the other scientist, Dr. Lee won't care. And normally Dr. Lee tries to open a door which is unlocked, and it takes about a minute for her to use the terminal. It's very bad, and we're gonna skip that part completely. Since it's a scripted part, it's sometimes hard to skip scripted parts, but this is one that essentially you can do. So we're just gonna down her. She won't mind, she won't die, don't worry. And I'm gonna access like a secret door here by jumping here. This can be the tricky part because you have to do this fairly fast, otherwise it won't work. I did it, cool. And that lets you skip the whole animation of her opening the door. What it does, oops, what's happening? There we go. Is that essentially you get so far from her that the game just teleports her to you, basically. So we just run to the end and hope he shows up. I probably should have made a hard save there, but I'm hoping that this will work. It's been a very, very long time that it didn't work, but I trust myself that it will work. If you take too much time on that jump, it won't work for some reason, because she will catch up to you, I guess, for the door opening. And normally you have to go inside the citadel, forward this quest, but once the quest is done, we're gonna do something else. We're gonna go to Smith's garage and collect 2 bobbleheads. And the game crashed. Cool. Love this game. 2 crashes so far. Should have the crash counter for this game. Very cool. Oh, alright. It's not that bad, but this game is amazing. At least I got these first try. There we go. So normally you have to go inside of the citadel and talk to Rothschild about, you know, getting the GEC. The GEC powers up basically the purifier, and you need to find in a terminal where the location is, which is Vault 87. But you can actually go to Vault 87 without looking at it, but this will confuse the game, so you need to do some quest triggers for it. I will explain that what will gonna happen, but we gonna collect 2 bobbleheads. The unarmed one. This is Rockopolis. These guys are after me, but they can't catch me. Also, I picked Animal Friend, so it's gonna be convenient for the next bobblehead, which is in the Yagwai tunnels. Yagwais are mutated bears, basically. They can get wrecked you pretty easily, so this place is really messed up sometimes if you can't get the clips here, or for example. Since I have Animal Friend, they won't attack me, so that's why I picked it. But yeah, essentially I'm skipping part of the main quest, but I'm still gonna complete it. I think the quest that we skipped is finding the Garden of Eden. It's not really a quest skip, but we skip the objectives of it by looking at the terminal and stuff like that. And escort Dr. Lee to the Citadel, that's still not yet completed. Oops. Grabbing this door. Again, this place is pretty spooky, for example, in all bobbleheads category, but here it's just... they are just... you can pet them. Pet these cute bears. There's the bobblehead. And we're gonna skip backtracking by going out of bounds. Same here. Alright, so next place is initially Little Lamplight. Going through Little Lamplight and talking with the McGreedy actually gives us the trigger, so we can complete the quest and not suffocate later. And completing basically, or moving forward the main storyline. There is a bobblehead. Actually, Akarian asked me a question, which wasn't a question, but don't forget the River Rock bobblehead. It's really important. Many people forget that. I won't forget it. There is a bobblehead at River Rock. River Rock is the base of the Enclave, and the only way to get there is to complete this quest here and getting the GEC. This is also part of the any percent route, and this section is pretty much part of every single category. And I actually have to talk to McGreedy. I almost forgot this immediately.
Hold it right there.
That's why I picked the Charge at Heart perk, but I think it's actually faster to do the speed check. But yeah. So here's gonna be another cool trick. Not this one. This is a clip. I'm gonna making a quick save out of bounds and then going back. Inbounds in the water, and this saves the state where I was out of bounds. So I'm gonna be in the void, but also in a swimming animation. This is called I don't know what it's called. Water storage, swimming in air, I guess. If I quick save kill load, I will fall to the void, so I can reach this door here. And there's a guy, I think a super mutant with a missile launcher, so I'm gonna be quick saving, quick loading. Quick saving, quick loading resets their animation, so that's why it's you become kind of like invincible by that. There we go. Don't want to get crippled again. There we go. I'm picking up some stim packs for safety. And this will be a section also where we gonna set up the duping for our quantum later. There we go, we completed picking up the trail. Yeah, that was the quest, sorry, not finding Garden of Eden. Picking up the trail was the quest that we skipped with not going inside of Citadel. Again, my notes, forget to look at them, sorry. But you get the idea. Right, let's get the gag. So normally you have to ask Folks, who is a good mutant, to help you get that, but that's very slow. He's very slow. So we're gonna do this by ourselves and getting the gag, but it's a very irradiated area, so we have to be very fast. I'm gonna pick, what do I pick here usually? Good question, right? I think I pick Animal Infantry, yeah, whatever, it doesn't matter too much now. What do I pick? There are some useful, helpful safety perks that I can take. Right, let's get the gag. I'm gonna make a save here in case I miss it. It's kinda hard because you can fall out of bounds, also you have to be very fast because you get radiation. That was very fast. I'm gonna pick up the gag by using the third person interaction glitch because that's also faster. Going out of bounds here, and that was very fast. I'm surprised. And you need to escape, but there's a scripted event where the Enclave takes you to Rivera. Cool. This is an unskippable cutscene basically. Very rare moment.
Objective is secured, sir.
Good work, soldier. Make sure the Gek is secured aboard my vertibird.
Yes, sir. I'll have it.
I have no idea about my pace, but this is still sub 4 hours, so I think it's fine.
Yes, sir. She'll pass out shortly.
Anyway, let's not forget the energy weapon bubblehead. I won't forget Akarian, thanks for reminding me. Alright. So Ravenrock is in the northwest side of the map, so it's a bit convenient. Because they still need to do some stuff there. Skipping some dialogue. I'm gonna skip the dialogue of the president. He talks slowly. So I'm gonna space out my quick save, quick loads. There we go. I'm gonna void out here, but first I'm gonna pick up my stuff from the locker. If I can. Let's do medicine, and just for safety, this one. And we're gonna do a duping now. We're gonna dupe Stimpaks now, but we're gonna dupe Quantums now, and we need forks to dupe Quantums. Let's kill this guy. I'm gonna do this. Stimpak. He's oh, he's running away. What a nice guy. I need at least 30 forks. I'm not counting because I lost count. There we go. I just Just kill these guys because they are annoying. Alright, let's be fast. I don't need the plates to just weigh me down. Let's check. Oh my god, how many I have? I just need 2 more. Nice, cool. Deal. So, I will explain that actually it's happening like very soon. First I'm gonna dupe some stim packs for safety. That's how I show the duping mechanics in this game, because believe it or not, this game is so glitchy that it has a duping mechanic. Didn't forget the bubblehead. Hope you are proud of me, Akarian. There's a very hard clip here called Presidential Door Skip. And first try. Usually you have to wait for these robots to defeat those soldiers. It's RNG when it happens, so I just negate that by clipping through that door. Getting the FIV verse lets you move forward with the main quest, so I'm gonna grab that, otherwise you cannot leave. I'm gonna void out here, there we go, and do the magic trick here. So what I'm doing now is putting the forks here and manipulating the game. First try. Manipulating the game that I pressing take all and grabbing the forks at the same time. And what it does is that it gives the forks to my inventory again, but the pop-up window that says that how many I want to take from the forks stays there, like still on my screen. And if I press A, it's gonna be confused and it's gonna take the number of forks, but the item below it, which was the stim packs. So basically I duped 30 stim packs by that. You can only dupe items which has weight, and you can only dupe items that are spawned naturally. You cannot just put items inside of containers and dupe them. There is more to that. I did some science with the quantums, but generally speaking, this is how you do it. So I kind of forgot where to go now. I think this way. Let's try this way. Okay, anyways, we escaped River Rock. We completed Finding Garden of Eden. We don't actually have many main quests left in the main game, but the next stop is picking up some bubbleheads and also starting a DLC. I think I went the wrong way, but it's fine. I think I'm going the right direction now. So essentially I have a bunch of stim packs now, which lets me just, you know, use whatever. So I don't get wrecked like in Operation Anchorage. This is actually the place for the next DLC, but I'm gonna just discover the place and do something else while I'm doing that. Yeah, I'm gonna pick up 3 bubbleheads, I think, for the next few minutes. And hopefully I get the right way, yeah. Fort Constantine is the first one. I think this is a big gun bubblehead. Yeah, not much to say about this. Deathclaw Sanctuary is the next one that can be a bit deadly because of the Deathclaws. So I might answer another question from Akarian. There's not much to explain, just grabbing stuff, clipping. Alright, let's pull up the questions. Oops. I explained speed cripple. I explained why it's called 100%. What's the biggest RNG moment? The RNG is pretty much at the beginning. Again, quantum RNG I mentioned. Quantum spawn is random. You never know when it's gonna happen. I got really lucky in this run. So even though I lost time in many ways, but I'm gonna gain time back because I had a lucky quantum spawn. Also, the two speed checks are kind of hard, especially the first one with Moira. What's RNG? Speed triple, it's not really RNG, but it's kind of hard to explain, but sometimes the game won't cooperate with you in that. So it's not really RNG, the game is not really RNG, but those are the ones, technically these are only... Wow, 2 outside. This is extremely bad. Death Claws are the worst enemies next to Yogwise. I'm more afraid of Yogwise, but yeah. There we go. This place is also really spooky in all unique weapons run because you need to get 2 unique weapons here inside of Deathclaw Sanctuary. It's terrible. Thankfully there are some Enclave soldiers that let me sneak away. Cool. And the next bubble is at VKML station. Also, Animal Friend is a perk that basically lets you just be friends with animals, but only with like mammals and stuff. So you cannot be like allies with that close, sadly. And once we pick up this bubblehead, we're gonna go back and actually do the next DLC, which is the Pit DLC. Which is probably the most fun in terms of speedruns, but very crash heavy run, and I get crippled and stuff like that, sadly. So you need to go to the train tunnel, but first you need to go to talk to Werner about a radio signal, and he tells you that, you know, he needs help. So the whole story of the pit is, in short, I tried to explain it shortly, but basically there are some slaves in Pittsburgh now called the pit. There's a slaver called Asher, and there's a secret like weird disease spreading, which is coming from basically mutation, the radiation, and the effects of the steel yard, and something, I don't know the name of the virus. And actually these slaves try to these escaped slaves try to find a cure, and it turns out the cure is Asher's, the leader's son, or sorry, daughter, not son. So you have to make a moral choice that you either steal the kid, who is the key to this virus, or let the slaves die. There's Werner. Yeah, what's the problem? I mean, Werner is not really a nice guy as well, but you have to make a moral choice later. But we need him so he can get to the pit. I travel there. And this is where the speedrun gets really funky and really weird to explain. I will try my best. So I'm gonna go into third person because normally you have to follow Werner, but he will follow you or he will get close to you. If you go in first person, he won't catch up with you and he will just be spawned to his hiding place. But if you do this way, he will actually follow us during the whole way, I think. But I don't know. The important stuff is that he's gonna be at the right place at the right time. That's why I'm going in third person, so he can catch up. And we skip the main quest in a way that we don't have to do the conventional way. We're gonna do it the faster way, which is very broken. And pretty much triggering is just going through this way in this manner. There are some mines here, that's why it's a bit scary. Try to avoid them. Also, I try to avoid quick saving because that can crash the game here. This is probably a place where I crash the most. There we go, we survived it. So yeah, this is the wrong killer for me. Pretty much. There we go. Also, you cannot really enter this place without having a disguise or, you know, talk your way through. You're gonna clip through here, but you're not supposed to be here, and this is not a way you do this at all. There we go. You can go out of third person, you just need to go until this section, complete it into the pit.
Werner sent you, didn't he?
Medea, she knows about a way to set up this whole scheme against Asher. And we are technically a slave now, even though we don't look like it. Don't have a slave outfit, but the first thing that we need to do is talk to Medea, and she'll give us the first quest is to collect 10 steel ingots, because if you don't have like something that tells you that you're a worker, then you're gonna get executed or something. So you have to prove that you work basically here, and you get to get the key from Medea, but it's slow to talk to her, so we're just gonna clip through here. So these are the trogs. Basically they look like Golem. This is what you become after this virus that's happening here. So you don't have to worry about them too much. Whoops, I fell. And I just remember where to pick up the steel ingots specifically. And if you get lucky, you can fast travel immediately away from here. Sometimes a trog is following you. And it's probably gonna happen because I was slow. No, wow. Got really lucky. So far, the pit is going well. But yeah, I lost a bunch of time at other places. So I talked to Medea. She tells me that you need to collect the ingots, but I already did it. And the next quest is to fight in the arena. So anyone who fights in an arena and beats the final boss, I guess, becomes free. So that's the part of the next plan. So we can get close to Asher. And this fight's gonna be very hard. Extremely hard, extremely technical. You will see. Alright. Let's sign up for the arena. Yeah, they are rooting for me. This girl wants to talk to us, so we just punch the air, so she doesn't talk to me. Let's sign up for the arena with this girl.
What are you doing down here?
Yeah, let's sign up. I wanna fight. Let's do this. You have to do 3 fights. Sometimes they die by these barrel falls. It was a very hard fight.
Wow.
Impressive.
You again?
Yeah, I'm back for more. Sign me in. There we go. Let's kill this guy. What did he ever do to you? That was a funny dialogue.
Not bad, Grinder. Not
Alright,
you again.
let's see the final boss, who is Gruber. McGruber! That was a really hard fight. And that was the arena. We are free now. And Gruber falls! Gruber falls!
Well, no.
Welcome her. She's earned it. So we are safe now, and we're gonna finish the DLC, pretty much. Free labor. So we get close to Asher, and then we're gonna just deal with Werner as well, who is supposed to be following us. And normally you have to talk to either steal the baby. I think you have to kill also Asher for it. But the fastest way is just to betray Werner, slaying that. I don't wanna, you know, fight with Asher. And normally you have to kill Medea and Werner. Werner is in his in the steel yard, in his hiding place. Medea is in her house. But if you do this way that I did at the beginning, you will just skip all of that. So I just forward this main quest. Skipping dialogue here.
What? Whatever we... All... And... Now. Yes. Okay. Nice work in the whole...
There we go. We're gonna talk with Asher's wife, who is scientist. She tells me about the cure, so that's where I learn about the cure, basically. And this is where I get the choice to, you know, either kidnap the baby or just not.
Ah, you finally made it.
And this is where I told Werner that, you know, he can hack off, and he's like, with the Black Widow perk, we'll convince him immediately, and that's it. And there we go. We actually completed the DLC. This was very hard to explain. Hopefully some of it made sense, but that was it, pretty much. Also not a hard DLC. And we just need to go back to our wasteland. There we go. Easy. And normally this is the part where you, or before this part, you do the quantums if you don't have it, but I have it. So I'm gonna go there to get it, since I have the forks to dupe with at Super Duper Mart. They're not attacking me, which is cool. Let's use the forks. Fork. It's pretty much like a frame perfect trick to do. There we go. And then I'm gonna turn in the quantums now, I think. Yeah. Get a shade. So this is where you start the Nuka-Cola challenge. And Sierra tried to give us this quest, but we're just gonna say that I don't care. You got a deal. There's a Nuka-Cola quantums, and that completes the quest. We kill this guy because he sometimes talks to us. We go to Paradise Falls. I can't? Wow. There's an enemy nearby. That's weird. I can't fast travel. That's rare. I think. There we go. Wow, that's a weird glitch. Sometimes it happens with this map. Shorty has died.
Susan thought she could just...
I'm gonna complete Strictly Business now because I only turn in Susan because everyone else is dead. Shorty just died, so Red died. So only Susan was on that list, so that completes Strictly Business. For the next quest, there's a side quest where you need to save some kids who are from Little Lamplight, from the slavers. Also, we're gonna collect a bubblehead here, the speech bubblehead, I think. And the fastest way to do this quest, there are multiple ways, but the fastest way is to buy the kids from the leader. There we go. It was a bargain. And we're gonna talk to the kid.
What the hell, lady?
And there we go, we completed the quest. We just need to talk to these guys.
Well, I guess that's it.
Cool. And then I think this is where I do the next. No. Go to Farragut, I think. Yeah. And we're gonna do another quest in the main game called Riley's Rangers. And Life Giver. And you can do the next DLC now, but I choose to do this, I think. This is a bit confusing to me, but it's fine. So let's do Riley's Rangers. So like Riley's Rangers, you need to go to Vernon Square, to a hospital, and then from the hospital to a hotel. Top of the hotel there are some trap rangers who are fighting with some super mutants. You need to rescue them. That's essentially what's gonna happen. But before that, we're gonna pick up some locations and also pick up a wallhead. This is the... Ooh, I think this is the small guns bubblehead at National Guards Depot. The hard part here is pretty much there's gonna be two dudes with a missile launcher, so I have to avoid them. I'm probably gonna make a safety save here for safety purposes, but hopefully that won't happen. You have to be like smart to defeat them. You can use a glitch called time stop, which I won't use. That requires some rebinding. Sometimes they die of this explosion, but I didn't. I guess it's fine. Ooh, yeah, I got crippled. That was sad. So I'm gonna use a stim pack on my leg and my head and my everything. Make a save here. Let's load Megaton save. Yeah, this is something that happens, sadly. It's fine though. At least I got it back first try. Cool. No big deal. Just killing these guys so I can fast travel. I'm pretty much picking up all the stim packs I can because, as you can see, I have a bit of trouble in this run, but it's fine. Try to clip through here. This is a spot you can clip through for the next. So the place you can skip because you are not supposed to open this door, I think, or you have to activate a switch maybe. But there we go. And behind this utility door there's the bubblehead. Yeah, it's small guns. Remember correctly. Gonna void out here. Gonna leave. And go back to here. And we're gonna enter back here and go to Chevy Chairs North. The game crashed again. Third crash. Good game. Oh boy. Hope the game made a hard or a autosave, yeah. At least it crashes in a convenient spot all the time, so I don't mind that too much, but it's still like now right now it's like 1 minute time loss, sadly, or something like that. Also, getting speed cripple is sometimes hard, like right now. I'm getting the breakable ones, so I might have to quit the game now. Yeah, that's really bad. I'm a bit sad about this, but this is expected. At least 1 or 2 crashes are relevant, sadly. This is sadly a thing. There we go. Got it. Autosave. Void out here. There we go, and we teleport to Chevy Chase. Nice. Alright, Reddit's Rangers. We get to Vernon Square. These clips can be hard with the voiding out here, but they're not the worst. Like this clip is giving me trouble a lot of times. You have to be in a certain position in a certain way to make it actually work. I'm usually facing backwards here. Let's try it the other way. Maybe it works now. Also, the crashes happen. We have some ideas why. So normally, the game is not really designed for playing basically for hours and then not quitting or something. So if you play for hours, there's I think a memory leak or an FPS deterioration where the game just gives up and just crashes. Not sure if it happens on a Windows XP, on like older architecture. I have no idea. In Windows 10 it's really terrible. But hey, it's fine. We have workarounds, and my estimate for this category is higher than usual. My idea is to finish this run in 3 hours and 45 minutes. That's probably gonna happen. But that's a fair estimate. And a generous one, I think. But you have to have that, I think. Anyways, let's clip out here. I'm just basically using ways to always out of bounds because that's faster. I'm walking an invisible like ceiling here. Just need to remember where to go. But the problem is you need to go back in bounds because you cannot access the elevator. Also, you have to have 25 repair to repair this elevator, otherwise you have to go in a different way, which is way slower. That's why you do level ups, where you put points to repair. So I picked up a fission battery at Vault 92. And the reason was that I'm gonna pick up the another elevator here. So I'm trying to access the roof here by going out of bounds here. I thought the game crashed here, but no. Music is epic right now. Alright, let's meet the Rangers here. Finally. One guy needs to talk to me.
Hey, you! Get your ass.
Otherwise they're gonna be aggroed, I think, if you try to repair this elevator for whatever reason. And to forward the quest, you need to actually kill all of the mutants here, otherwise you basically never complete the quest, or I don't know, you have to go back anyways. So kill all of them, cool. And we're gonna go to the ranger station, ranger base, ranger compound, to actually finish the quest. Talk to Riley. That's why we opened this door, by the way, so we can just go here without opening it now. Save 2 seconds. Wow. You also need to fast travel back here for the Broken Steel DLC. I mentioned this a lot, but the good thing about Broken Steel is that it's a fairly long DLC, but since you've discovered so many places that you just fast travel all the time. Everything's gonna be a bit convenient for that. Right, here's the ranger compound, we found it. And we're gonna get the reward, which is gonna be either the Eugene, the minigun, or ranger armor, I think. For your all unique weapons, you need to have the...
Please give me a status.
You sure know your shit.
Didn't want to talk to you.
You look like you've been through.
But we're gonna pick the armor. It doesn't matter because I'm gonna drop it anyways. Yeah, right now because I'm gonna be over encumbered if I don't do this. So doesn't matter at all. And I think this is where I complete the Point Lookout DLC. Yeah.
Welcome, my friend.
So this is where I need to have my notes, pretty much. Yeah, let's buy riverboat tickets and sell a lot of stuff because tickets are expensive. What else? Yeah, it's fine. Just don't sell the alien blaster. Cool, cool, cool. Alright, I bought 2 tickets back and forth. So, Point Lookout is very special because this is the most like DLC with the most quests. There are 5 main quests and 5 side quests. So a lot to explain. I will try to explain everything, even the lore, but I'm not the expert actually. I never played this fully casually, so I'm gonna be in trouble, but I try my best. Basically, the whole DLC is about 2 guys fighting with each other, a brain, Robo-Brain, Professor Calvert, and Desmond Lockhart, who is a special agent. They've been fighting it with eternity. They try to control the world or whatever. Desmond tried to stop Professor Calvert. Professor Calvert is a brain. He can actually do like telekinesis, I think, and like communicate you by using his brain power, I guess. Whatever. Anyways, let's start. So first things first, we're gonna go to Haley's Hardware, pick up some fission batteries. That's gonna be important for a side quest called Spoonful of Whiskey, where we need to make some, basically a tonic, but it's gonna be a moonshine. Yeah, that's it. And the next thing we're gonna do is collect the first, I think it's soil. What's it called? Soil tapes or holotapes? Yeah, I think that's what they called for the quest. An hunting land, which is basically these are the samples or holotapes. I'm gonna just look at it how it's called. Soul survey tape. Yeah, I was right. And you have to have 3, and you have to go back to a ship. And you get some items and stash and stuff like that. That's the whole side quest. These are just side quests. There's some lore behind it, but as I said, it's just something that I cannot really explain. Also, I picked up 1 more fission battery. I need 6 for the moonshine. And we're gonna discover some places. So next place I'm gonna discover is the Arkandov place, church, Arkandov Cathedral, yeah. This is where the tribals live. This is gonna be a major plot point in the game. So Professor Calvert is worshipped by these tribals, but they usually misinterpret his intentions, so he's really annoyed by it. Can't fast travel, well, cool. Is who's following me? Yeah, and yeah, they We need to get close to them because Desmond thinks that, you know, they're controlled by Professor Calvert, and he wants to know what's the whole reason, and he's gonna use us for that. Okay. Next thing I'm gonna discover is the Calvert Mansion. This is where Professor Calvert was living, like during the war or before the war. I'm gonna spoil it. He actually is in the what is it called? Point Lookout Lighthouse, where Desmond is right now. Also, this is the fastest quest we're gonna complete, called the Velvet Curtain, which is about following the steps of a Chinese spy. But if you go to this place immediately and going out of bounds here, you can access her terminal, which is supposed to be an access to her stash, and for some reason it completes the quest immediately. We're going out of bounds, accessing the terminal right now. There we go. There we go. We need to escape, and that will complete the quest, the Velvet Curtain, which is a side quest. Again, this has some lore. I never completed it casually, sadly. Not sure if it's relevant or not, but we completed the quest, that's all that matters. It was very fast. Need to escape this pipe. Go to the lighthouse. So we're gonna meet Desmond, our sort of like anti-hero. He's supposed to be a... well, I'm not sure if he's a good guy or not, but essentially this main quest of this DLC is about either helping Professor Calvert or him, even though there is gonna be actually one choice at the end, because you have to kill Professor Calvert no matter what, because he's like an evil mastermind. It's pretty much implied, and it's like pretty much convenient that he's not a good guy or a good brain. You have to clip through here. Normally you have to go to, I think, the Calvert Mansion, but if you do this way, then you trigger a quest, I think, by spawning Desmond here, because he's supposed to walk from here to the mansion, I think. But if you go to the mansion first, he will spawn there, but I think that's just slow because there are some enemies inside there, and it just wastes time. So we're gonna do this specific way, so he will spawn here. You saw him spawn there, it's kind of weird. Gonna not do this. I'm gonna try to talk to this guy by the third person interaction glitch.
Here comes.
There we go, and we try to finish the first quest called the Lookout River, and he implies that he wants us to join the tribals, go through their ways. Adamantium skeleton is really cool because I cannot really get crippled anymore. That's actually a very cool thing to get, so hopefully I won't get crippled this time anymore. It gives us, I think, 50% more resistance to your limbs. Anyways, you have to investigate the tribals. The tribals should accept you, and we're gonna continue with that. With the next quest called Walking with Spirits. And we need to just escape this lighthouse, which is actually pretty hard. I don't even know the casual way to this, but you need to just go to the top by going out of bounds here and just fast traveling to the cathedral. And the main thing in this DLC is Ponga, which is like a fruit which acts as kind of like a drug. Northwest, I think. And we need to talk to Mother Punga, which is like the main plant who produces the Ponga. I don't know. It's a big Ponga plant. On our way, we're gonna pick the second soil survey tape for the side quest I mentioned. Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff happening that I kinda bad at explaining, but still, it's gonna be fairly fast. All you need to know. Oh, it's gonna be convenient. And other fission battery. There we go. And go west. And we actually pick up the third solid survey, and we go to the OSS Ozymandias, and that's a boat. And if we do that, we complete the quest, but that's not gonna happen now. I just need to remember where to go. There are actually no quest markers for this jet crash site. So oh my god. I'm just using my intuition to find this. If I can't find this, it's really embarrassing. Also, I can get crippled here with these bombs that they're throwing. There we go. I find the place. And that's the third tape. Some stimpaks for good measure. There we go. And we're gonna complete or continue the main quest of the DLC, Walking with Spirits. So this is actually a... Ooh, that was scary. It's actually a pretty interesting quest. You're gonna go through supposed to go through a hallucination process, but we're gonna skip all of that by going out of bounds. And you get your head cut open. You have a scar there. I will show you once it's done. Because turns out that someone is actually cut your head while you were passing out and took a part of your brain. It's very creepy. Alright, I'm gonna make a save here because this can go wrong. This is a very hard clip. We haven't found a way to skip this properly or find a better setup. Please work. I can't really do this. There we go. Ooh, cool. So this is like in a C-shape way that you need to go through, but we're gonna go to the end immediately. This is out of bounds, and it's very hard to get inbounds, but there are actually two really good setups to go inbounds back and then also leaving this place out of bounds again. So this is not the place. I went the wrong way. I was too eager. This is the place. There we go. There's actually one place where you can go this way, otherwise you cannot clip through. There's Mother Ponga, Sacred Bog. You're pressing out now and you skip the whole hallucination process. So I'm gonna make a save here again. Oops. Let's make a save here. This is a bit harder to do. The first one was found by Khan Cobra. This one was found by me. These are hard. The thing is that it was a bit of a process to find these clips. Come on, please work. There we go. But, no, sorry. When I leave, you will see what happened with my head. So, my hair is gone, and I have a scar. I'm not sure if you can see it. But I went through the inauguration process for the tribals, so I can join the tribals and learn their secrets, which Desmond asked us to do. Right, next up, setting up a side quest called Dark Heart of Black Hole. There's this old dude here, and in this place there are some mutated folks called Swamp Folk, I think. There's some like mutated hillbillies. So I'm picking up 3 years for the moonshine.
Keep your distance.
And he's like pretty racist and everything.
Good.
And he has like a family legend that he can control these swamp folk by a book, an ancient book. And actually we're gonna get the book for her or him. There's this girl called Marcella. She tries to tell us that, you know, we shouldn't do that, but just kill her.
You are welcome to.
That's the longer way to do this quest.
Truly the mother punk.
Nice. I also need to collect some punga foods for the moonshine. I think I need 20. 20 plants. Maybe not, I kind of forgot. You need to have some ingredients, that's for sure. Hopefully I won't forget all of them. I'm just gonna pick as many as I can, to be honest. There we go.
Looks like another newbie.
So there is Nadine. She escaped the wasteland to come here, and she will take over the boat ride later on. And she tells us where to find the leader of the tribe, who is the only one communicating with Professor Calvert. And he's in a secret place. She gave us the key. Kind of forgot what it's called. Racket Setup. You're also gonna discover the coastal grotto, which is gonna be useful for side quest. Just fast roll here. But we need to talk to Professor Carvert so we can advance the main quest line. There's also a crash heavy spot, so I have to make sure I don't mess this up. So there will be a hologram of Professor Calvert. I just killed Jackson. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he just gives us the, I don't know, the other alternative. We didn't mean to wait. Other alternative for dealing with Desmond, I think. This might be bad if I... Oh no. Yeah, I shouldn't have waited. This is pretty bad. Because Desmond's supposed to be here, but I accidentally waited. Right, let's try to solve this quest. Desmond will be inside, but it's fine. I have to deal with this. This is really bad, actually. Yeah, I just need to... heal these people. Hopefully this will be fine. Because he is actually starts to walk from the lighthouse. But I accidentally waited, which messed up this, but it's, I think it's fine.
I knew it.
Yeah. And okay, so that's one. This requests us to blow up install this cogwheel jammer to the Ferris wheel, because that's where the Professor Carlert is manipulating everyone with his thoughts. The next quest is actually called Thought Control. But Professor Carlert tries to convince us that throw this cogwheel jammer to this trash bin, and we actually do that because that's faster. Right now. We kind of betrayed Desmond, but it's fine. Go to the Calvert Mansion. And the Calvert Mansion is blew up. This is scripted. Sometimes you can see Desmond in here, but he's gonna be teleported to the lighthouse. And that completes the majority of the main quest line, so we're gonna do the side quest now. before completing the whole DLC. So first thing, getting the book for the old guy, for the quest, Dark Heart of Black Hole. We just give him the book. Also, you can do like, there's alternative ways to give the girl I just killed, but this is the fastest one, and he gives us 1,000 bottle caps. Also, I think for the lore of this quest, I think this book is supposed to be a reference to, I think, like the Cthulhu legend and like Lovecraft word. No, I don't do this. East, yeah. So I'm gonna turn in the soil samples or soil tapes to the USS Ozymandias. That completes the quest, an antique land. You're supposed to get some stash and items from it, but we're not gonna pick it. We're just gonna complete the quest. Yeah, for the main quest, you just need to deal with either Desmond or Professor Calvert. You actually want to kill Professor Calvert because even if you kill Desmond and side with Calvert, Calvert will betray you, so you need to kill him anyways. So this is just faster. There we go, completed the quest. Cool. Actually gonna check if I completed it. No, I didn't complete it. Yep. I forgot to press one more button here, or option. There, we completed the quest. Yes. I was suspicious and I was right. Black Hole Manor. Give the book to this guy.
The book.
The book. And then Plix Safari, my favorite quest. Coastal Grotto, which is here. So Plix Safari is a very weird place. Essentially, you have to pay money for a safari, which is killing ghouls basically for fun. It costs 1,000 caps.
Welcome, welcome.
And that's a quest apparently for some reason. So we're gonna do that. It takes some time, it just RNG basically, but this is an auto-scroller, you cannot really speed this up. Also, I kept this shish kebab for preserving pretty much just ammo. There are two guys here, one of them is dead. I just keep them alive because why not? They're helpful, not really helpful, but still faster than just doing this on my own. Shish kebab is OP. I'm gonna just kill them by this shish kebab. I don't think I will use any more ammo for this. I will use my alien blaster if they are far away from me, but so far so good. Sometimes they are downstairs. Alright. Both of the other guys are dead, so I'm alone now. The good thing at least that they are running towards me instead of away from me. It doesn't take that long, to be honest. And I think I'm done. Yep. Am I done? No, I'm not. I forgot there's one more wave. Don't know why I didn't see them. And now I'm done. Cool. So I go back. You can do this again for 1,000 bucks every time, but or caps. Amazing. And one more side quest left, which I mentioned, Spoonful of Whiskey. For Margaret, at Margaret Shack. Cannot fast travel? Yeah, cannot fast travel. I always forget this. There we go. Margaret Shack. Oh my god, that was scary. So she's supposed to be like sick, and turns out she's just faking it, so we make her a tonic, quote unquote, which is just, I already spoiled it, but it's moonshine. We have to wait for 24 hours to make it work. I gave her all my stuff for it, which is like panga fruit, fission batteries, yeast. Not sure what else. You have to wait 24 hours for it. Either you wait or sleep. Sleeping is better because you heal up. Let's talk to her.
Good thing, sweetie.
And we are done. I think I need to do some killing here in order to fast travel. These are the swamp folk, by the way. They kind of look like hillbillies. And we are almost done with everything in this DLC. That's why I mentioned this is a very long DLC. It's probably the most annoying one. Finish the main quest. And we just need to kill, as I mentioned, Professor Calvert, who is here at the lighthouse. He's at actually the COC point. So we're just gonna kill him here. There we go. And that completes the final quest called Meeting of the Minds. And we just return to the wasteland. Also, Nadine took over the boat because actually it turns out the one who cut our head was Tobar, because that's how we made his business. And that's it for this DLC. We have one more DLC and a few more quests and a few more bubbleheads maybe, but I think I'm done with the bubbleheads. Anyway, we're gonna go to Chaviches North, I think. Hopefully I won't forget quests. I'm just gonna double check. Yeah, seems like we are good now. Yeah, actually I don't think I have bubbleheads to pick up. Yeah, I found all the bubbleheads, by the way. So from now on it's just quests to complete and then one DLC. So, but half an hour left of the run. So, Gracian's Radio. Normally there is a Super Mutant Behemoth here you need to fight, but since you completed some quests in a different order you're supposed to, you can actually enter this place earlier for some reason. This is a weird exploit in the game. This is the time we tell Street Dog that we already have the relay dish. So he gives us the password for the Washington Monument. So we can enter and install the relay dish. So it's not faster, but it's way funnier. I'm gonna show this to you. There is a way to activate the elevator, and this is... Whoops, this is not the place. This is the way to activate, or how elevators work in Bethesda games, in case you didn't know. It's a bit hard to do. You need third-person interaction glitch for this, but you're supposed to get inside and get... and press a button, but if you do this, in a way, I try to do this. This is a waste of time, by the way, but I really want to show this to you. This is... let's try it one more time. If I can get it, then I just won't show you, but this is really cool. No. This is a weird setup. It's really hard to get sometimes. got it. No, I didn't get it. Whatever. I can't show it to you. What happens is initially, but you will stay outside, but you still initiate the elevator moving up procedure. And what happens is that all of the... You are actually not moving up, but actually the place is moving downward, so everything seems like falling down to you. It's pretty funny. There's a video of it. I might link to this, the description of this video. But it's something that can happen. I go back to GNR. No, actually go back to Vault 101. Yeah. Instead of going back immediately, I'm gonna do a side quest called Trouble in the Homefront, where Amata sends us a distress signal, so there are some problems in Vault 101. Need to solve it. But the thing is that I kinda don't wanna solve it because these guys were mean to me. And what I'm gonna do is activate basically the self-destruct. I'm gonna disable the water supply so it stores the evacuation process. I'm gonna wait till a certain amount of time. So it just completes the quest because their problem is solved because they are evacuated and the vault is uninhabitable. Uninhabitable? I don't know the word. So Rip Stanley, he has the password for this terminal. There we go. Trouble on the home front. Normally you have to get the password from Amata and everything, but we just clicked inside and we dealt with them. This quest spawns only after completing Waters of Life and also after certain in-game names, I think. And also the one interesting thing to mention here is that the layout is the same as when you escape the vault, but the cells change. So the COC points are different, so you cannot just use the same strat as earlier. So I had to use some different stat, like going out of bounds like this. Go back to GNR, complete. Galaxian's radio quest. You can see they are still fighting outside. So they're not supposed to be here. Alright, let's find Three Dogs. He's usually just fleeing. Yeah, he's here. Just try to talk to him. Complete the quest, cool. Level up, doesn't matter too much. So, doesn't really matter what you pick now. And I think I completed everything now in terms of side quests, so I'm gonna actually finish the game. Complete American Dream and take it back. And Project Impurity. So, we need to talk to the Brotherhood and initiate a fight between them and the Enclave. And this is gonna be a very big skip coming right up. Normally you have to escort Liberty Prime to the Jefferson Memorial, but there is actually a skip for this.
So, you're back.
If it won't happen, then I have to roll the save, but it's fine.
I'm afraid.
So I'm trying to check if I missed anything, but I don't think so from my...
No,
So,
it's not ready.
Rothschild.
Honestly,
Then it's just.
Yeah, I think I completed every side quest.
Before we get started,
So I have to finish the game. and start Broken Steel.
Okay.
I'm a bit worried about this, but usually it works a couple of tries.
We need to move.
If not, then I roll the save.
All right, Roth.
So, instead of doing the escort mission, what happens is that I'm gonna leave and wait for Liberty Prime to walk and also Sarah to follow me. And she's gonna follow me to Jefferson now. And using a certain dialogue options with Colonel Autumn will make her spawn inside of the final chamber. And you can actually initiate the final, pretty much the final objective. Let's start. Actually, I'm gonna make a save here. If I need to go back. There we go. Let's try this. Pooh, I'm a bit worried. Cross your fingers. So it's a very long escort mission usually. Worst case scenario, I need to do this, but we can skip it. It's a bit difficult in all DLCs where you can skip it technically, but since you don't have the dialogue option with Colonel Autumn, it's way harder to do this glitch. So what I'm gonna do is enter Jefferson, leave, talk to Sarah Lyons, and she will technically follow me. The game makes a hard save here, which is also good. Sometimes it will work. So there she is. We have to make sure she's not running away. And what you need to do is convince Colonel Autumn to give up. That's the only way you can make this work. Give it up. This one. This one. I can... Here she's here. Nice. It worked. And it triggered the intercom call with Dr. Lee. Oh, I'm so happy. This rarely works. Sometimes you wait for a minute for her, or sometimes it just doesn't show up. Anyway, we're gonna finish the game by putting in the code and quote-unquote dying, but we're just gonna go into like a coma. And we completed the main game, and it starts immediately. Broken Steel DLC after this one. This is a 3-minute cutscene, and I'll let it play and be right back.
And so it was that the lone wanderer ventured forth from Vault 101, intent on discovering the fate of a father who had once sacrificed the future of humanity for that of his only child. The capital wasteland proved a cruel, inhospitable place. But it was not until the end of this long road that the lone wanderer learned the true meaning of that greatest of virtues, sacrifice. Stepping into the irradiated control chamber of Project Purity, the child followed the example of the father, sacrificing life itself for the greater good of mankind. Thankfully, when selected by the sinister president to be his instrument of annihilation, the Wanderer refused. Humanity with all its flaws, was deemed worthy of preservation. The waters of life flowed at last, free and pure for any and all. The capital wasteland, at long last, was saved. So ends the story of the Lone Wanderer, who stepped through the great door of Vault 101 and into the annals of legend. But the tale of humanity will never come to a close, for the struggle of survival is a war without end. And war never changes.
After all this, to be left in a state like that?
Alright. So we only have Broken Still to complete.
Careful now,
So what happens now? Okay. Yeah. So offering her help. Offering him our help. So there are 6 quests to complete now. 3 main quests and 3 side quests. Doesn't matter what I do now, pretty much. This completed 2 quests. And pretty much this DLC is about either about water, distributing pure water because the water purifier worked, and destroying the Enclave because they're still left here. Where is Rothschild? He's here, I think. Yeah.
Well, it's good to see that.
And pretty much we just need to follow orders of the Brotherhood. First of all, we just get some intel from... Oops.
If there's anything else you
Rothschild and start the main quest. Death from above. Initially, I think we need to get some data from the Enclave. That's initially what's gonna happen. But before that, we're gonna complete the side quests. And first things first, we're gonna go to the Mall Southwest. So there are 3 side quests in Broken Still. The 3 of them involving around suspicious activity about the Aqua Pura, which is the purified water that our dead sacrifice for, basically. First of all, there's a guy who tries to distribute this Aqua Pura as like a cure for ghouls, I think, and we are getting now his secret bottling operations, like holotape. We actually need to listen to it for whatever reason. Griffon, that's his name. This starts the quest, and we're gonna just show him or comfort him about it, and we're just gonna blackmail him. That's the fastest way to do. And he's in the Museum of History. He has explained now, and he's like now selling here. But we're just gonna tell him to hack off.
Well, hello there, Smooth. Give you your cut. Oh, and leave the wigs alone.
Nice.
I don't want your greasy heads touching them.
Jig. And we're just gonna blackmail him, and this completes the quest. There we go. That's the easiest side quest. 2 more left. Going to Jefferson, there's a guy called, I think, Bigsley, Scribe Bigsley. He's in charge of distributing the water supplies two suspicious activities are in Megaton and Rivet City. How can I help? Yeah, Rivet City and Megaton. There we go. Protecting the waterway and holy water. 2 quests. We're gonna complete the holy water now first with Megaton. So there's a cult who using this. Basically, there are the children of Atom who are worshipping anything that involves radiation. So they're obviously not really happy about this whole purification process. So they are stealing this and stealing this water and making sure they're distributing the radiated water instead. Just gonna infiltrate them. They're in Springfield, killing this guy for their key. And killing the leader. Goodbye. That was it. And then Rivet City Bond. No. Which is pretty easy. It's just they are basically robbing the water supplies, and we need to find out who is this, and it turns out it's a gang. Getting paid, whatever. Okay. Right. And we have to get some clues, and we have to go to the Citadel for it. Basically, they are meeting at Wilhelm's Wharf, but we need to get, again, holotape, so we learn this location. Also, since we skipped the escort mission for Liberty Prime, we technically never completed that part, and the bombs are still going off even though the war is over. Technically, it's a bit weird, but yeah, it's the game is really confused right now about our skip. There we go, they already did, so we get the holotape and learn that they are at Wilhelm's Wharf. I just kill them, but I can't fast travel.
It's because one of my boys thinks he can trust you. If he's wrong, you're dead. If he's right, then you're going to be rich. Got us a plan, see? We hit the water mules with the Brotherhood busy fighting the Enclave. Soon they'll want to give up.
Yeah, I can't fast travel, so I just need to go here. Sadly. Just kill the gang. There we go, and return to Rivet City, talk to the officer there that we are done.
Well,
so that's where we meet. Wilhelm's Wharf. It's on the river.
Nice, and talk to Bixley, and it completes the 2 quests about this side quest. So we're done with the side quests, they are the boring ones, and we can move on with the main quests.
What is it this time?
Stop the cult, and there we go. Let's check how many quests I've done, just because I'm 55 and I have yep, okay, it's fine. I'm just checking if I forgot something, but I didn't. Cool. So 3 main quests left, and that's it. So we're gonna escort Liberty Prime to his final mission. Sadly, again, I'm spoiling it, but sadly this is the time where Liberty Prime is destroyed. Also, if you played Fallout 4, this is sort of like what sets it up, because in Fallout 4 they reassemble it again. And this is how Liberty Prime died here in this battle. We infiltrate this place, the Enclave base, and then get the telemetry data, I think, or whatever it's called.
Area secured.
I don't know what data, but you need to get some data for the scribes. And Paladin Tristan is your mentor here.
Well, well.
Supposed to be helping you, but he's slow and he's useless, so he's just there. Pretty much a quest trigger. And we have to wait here for certain triggers to happen. Just make sure that I'm far away from this place. Let's answer some more questions, because I have more left. Something relevant. Is this my favorite category? No, my favorite category is all quests. Don't miss Unclear Bubblehead, I didn't. How often do you crash? I crashed three times today. Am I playing on Steam or GOG version? Why is GOG version better? That's a very good question. I actually tried both. GOG version is supposed to be stable because it has the, I think, the 4 GB patch, because this game is designed to be in a 2 GB patch for some reason. It's supposed to be more stable. I think it is, to be honest. But I found the problem with the GOG version is that there's a huge input lag sometimes. And it's really annoying for movement, because every time I load the game, I couldn't move my mouse for a while, and for some reason it just buffered my inputs. The Steam version don't do that, so it seems like a bit more reliable for movement, but it's definitely not stable. Warning.
Chinese orbital strike imminent. All personnel should reach minimum safe distance immediately.
Yeah, it's gonna be an aerial strike. Sadly. Poor Liberty Prime is destroyed. But hey, at least we finish our mission, right? Come on, come on. There we go. Just had to get to this place without dying. And go to the terminal to get the data. Let's not die here. Bunch of Enclave soldiers. Just moving my... I'm just strafing so I avoid damage. Not sure if it helps. I had to go up and down here for whatever reason. Yeah, I should assist Paladin Tristan, but I don't care. Just go to the end to get the data from the terminal. Pretty fun. Yeah, this DLC I guess is fine, but again, not really interesting in terms of like explaining stuff, sadly. Yeah, telemetry data. Download. And we're just gonna leave. Go back to the Citadel, talk to Rothschild. He's gonna be really upset about that, you know, Liberty Prime died, but hey, what can you do? Sometimes you need to make sacrifices. And then get the next quest from Elder Lions. Sometimes they are in the same place, sometimes they are not. Recently they tend to be in different places, so I probably need to go some backtracking here. There's Rothschild. Yeah, he's upset. But I got the data. And yeah, Elder Lions is in his chambers, I guess, but I think I can wait for him, so he will be outside soon. Yeah, he's just sleeping. It's a bit faster than go to his chambers and wake him up. There we go, he's gonna be here, I think. If I'm not mistaken. No. Oh, bummer. Wasted some time here.
Welcome.
Where is he? I think he went back there. Oh, I messed up. That can happen. Sometimes he just teleports outside and it's a bit better. So he's here, yeah.
I trust you've spoken with...
I used to have runs where they were in the same place all the time, which was very convenient. I don't really need to worry about anything right now in terms of level up. Right, I have to talk to Tristan. So next quest is called Shock Value. I need to have a Tesla coil because there's a secret weapon which is really overpowered and could be useful for the Brotherhood called Tesla Cannon. But you need to have the technology for that and you need to have the Tesla coil for that. So the Brotherhood got some intel that there is a old place in Old Only where you can get the Tesla coil. The paperwork, which is not really a paperwork, but I don't know. I think the paperwork used Tesla coil. I don't know the lore again. Sorry. And get the Tesla coil for this Tristan. That's our next goal. Go out of bounds here. Go to the left or the right? No, left. Yeah, I need to remember. Kill this dude. Sorry. Again, bunch of death blows. This guy wants to talk to me.
Better her than me.
And yeah, I go out of bounds here. It's a bit hard to remember what to do here, but I did it. Here comes a weird clip here. I'm gonna make a save here because this can go wrong. Need to go out of bounds here and land on that thing there. It's kind of hard to do. I need to go upstairs a bit. There we go. And I jump here. So I land here, out of bounds, and then where am I? Yeah, I need to go here. It's kind of hard to see, and then jump out of bounds. You cannot really see it, but there is a floor there. There we go. This is a bit hard to access this door. There we go. And we go out of bounds here, if I can. No. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, it's the next place. Again. The thing is that I haven't finished the run in a while, but it's a bit hard to remember everything now. Yeah, this is where I COC warp now. Yep. There we go. Get the Tesla coil. Let's get the Tesla coil. We just had to shut down this place. So I actually can reach it. We did it. Nice. There we go. And hopefully we can fast travel. If not, then there we go. Citadel. We did it. Nice. So since we got that, we prepare for our final quest called Who Dares Wins. I'm gonna finish the game and the run. The run actually ends not when you complete the final quest, but when you put the bubbleheads to the bubblehead stand. So we need to go to the presidential metro now, and that's close to here. Now some missile went by. It's fine. So pretty much, you have to defeat the final big station of the Enclave, which is the Adams Air Force Base. There are actually two options at the end, which I'm gonna explain, which can be an initial like incentive for good or bad ending, I guess. We're gonna do the bad ending because that's the faster, obviously. As per usual in these games. Go out of bounds here so I can access this metro. COC warping. And go to the end. This is like a long walk to the end. And defeat the base. I'm gonna do a trick at the end called Tesla Cannon Job. That's probably another answer to a question, which is like a recent threat. That's a recent threat, but it was mostly used in all DLCs runs. There we go. We just destroyed that boss, so the mutants die here. This might be a sub 340 run, which is not that bad. Take a left here. So there's another similar clip like I did in Old Olney. It's just going out of bounds and landing on a ledge out of bounds. It's not easy. I have to land there if I can. I'm gaining momentum by quick loading a lot. I actually need to remember where to go now. Oops. Oh my god, where do we need to go? Oh my god, I forgot it. Is this the right way? Oh no, this is the way. Yep, I remember now. Okay, oh so. This is really hard because it's really hard to navigate yourself and also you cannot see where you're going. Like as you can see, I'm crouching so I can see the floor at least. I got a bit confused there. Again, another technique, I need to go back in bounds. That's what I'm gonna do. Just make a save here. Try to get the back in bounds. Alright, I think I will be fine now. These sentry bots can wreck you, so I'm trying to do this as fast as I can without interfering with them. There's one sentry bot I'm gonna kill here, because he can kill you. Almost happened. Did it? And you have to power up this to open this door, but I just using the third person interaction glitch to activate the console there. So activate the metro, going to the end of the Air Force Base. We are very close to the end. If I can do the final clip, which is not that easy. Alright, so normally you have to go to the base and lower a ramp and go up the ramp and then destroy the base. But you can actually do a trick or Tesla cannon jump, where you just skip the part where you lower the ramp, you just access a door without the ramp by jumping on a Tesla cannon, which we won't use at all, even though it's supposed to be a very cool weapon and OP and everything, but we don't really need to fight anything anymore. Also, we have the Alien Blaster, which is convenient. Right, so this is the tower you need to go to lower it, and there's the ramp. So I'm trying to do the skip. It's not the easiest thing to do, but I think it's also convenient. I try my best to do it. There's a setup for it. I've done this before a couple of times, but I'm not the best at it. Tell you the truth, but I need to get to a certain position here and fairly close, looking up, and just drop the cannon. Oh, it's a bit close, you know. Put it here, let's try it. No. 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 Trying to do this very slowly. I think this will be fine. There we go. Easy. First try, I guess. Wasn't that easy, but you get the idea. It's even faster with me struggling with it. Alright, one thing left. Again, this is the difference between good ending and bad ending. You can actually destroy this Air Force base completely. It's still gonna be destroyed no matter what. But you can actually pull the laser to, or the destruction to the Citadel, which is, you know, the basis of the Brotherhood, so initially just kill everyone there. And if you do that, you skip a cutscene where you celebrate killing the Enclave, pretty much. So it's a bit faster. So this is an incentive idea, but I'm gonna do the fast one, which is the bad ending. This is pretty much the worst karma that I'm gonna get. So all you need to do is just be fast enough so you fast travel from the Citadel once you get there. This is not sub 340 sadly, but I guess it's fine.
Surprised to see me?
Yes, Sarah. There we go. The run is really close to the end. Take this ride, put the bobbleheads on the stand, wait for the final quest to complete, and that's the run. Yeah, they cannot really talk to them because they're gone. Peace, Batman. Right. Poor guys. So I need to fast travel as fast as possible. If not, then I just need to run away and fast travel. Oops. I pressed quick load accidentally. It's not good. Come on. There we go. And there we go. Megaton. Cool. And let's see. There's our house. There are bobbleheads. and that's gonna be time. Right, let's validate the run. 58 quests completed and 20 bobbleheads collected. That's hundo, 100%. Yeah, that's the run. Right, Wadsworth is upstairs. Goodbye. Yeah, this was not the best run. I had 3 crashes and I got crippled, I think, twice. I had to use console command once, but all in all, it was decent. Sub 345 is okay, I guess. But yeah, this is the most you can do in the game, pretty much. There are some unmarked quests left, and obviously you can do a bunch of stuff where just you can do repeatable quests in the game, but this is the least arbitrary way to complete the game, the maximum. Anyways, yeah, that's the run. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed it. Hope everything got explained well, and yeah, again, thanks for watching and have a good night.